Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the last of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Norfolk Admirals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. It's the sixth and final game of the homestand for the Utah Grizzlies. And with 12 games left in the regular season, the Grizzlies are in the stretch run, and they are certainly hoping that the first two games of this set against a pretty good Norfolk Admirals team will set the stage and really jumpstart the Grizzlies into a playoff spot for the fourth year in a row. As for the Grizzlies, really the series started on Saturday night, and you talk about the miracle at Maverik Center. I think we're going to call it the military night miracle, as Grizzlies were trailing 4-1. The Admirals really had played outstanding hockey for the first 56 minutes of the game, but the Grizzlies, with about 3 minutes left in regulation, got a 5-on-3 power play. Kyle Mayhew scored to make it 4-2, and then 48 seconds later, Dylan Fitz got a goal on a 5-on-4 power play to make it 4-3, and then 20 seconds later, 18-11 into the third period, it was Josh Wesley tying it up from the slot on a one-timer, and he picked up his 15th goal of the season. The place was up for grabs as the Grizzlies had overcome a 4-1 deficit and scored 3 goals in 68 seconds to tie the game. And then Josh Wesley, a minute 30 into overtime on a power play, won it for Utah as they got a 5-4 victory. Yesterday was a very workmanlike 5-2 performance as Dylan Fitz scored 2 goals, and the Grizzlies also got goals from Adam Berg, Brandon Cutler, and Cole Gallant. Gallant now has a goal in back-to-back games. And the Grizzlies got a great performance from Will Cranley as he stopped 28 of 30 as the Grizzlies got a 5-2 victory. Play got a little bit chippy towards the end of the game. Norfolk's going to be without a couple players as Andrew McLean got a 2-game suspension for hitting Kyle Mayhew below the belt with his stick. And then Keegan Iverson elbowed Josh Wesley behind Utah's net, and Iverson is serving the first of a 2-game suspension as well. Well, there's been a lot of great individual performances for the Grizzlies as of late. You have to look at Brett Stapley, who's been a constant all year long. Stapley has 15 multiple-point games this season, and he has multiple-point games in each of the first 2 in this series. Brandon Cutler's certainly been big for the Grizzlies. He's up to 29 goals this season, which ranks tied for 6th in the league. And how about Dylan Fitz? He was really instrumental to the Grizzlies' run to the playoffs over the last 2 months of the last regular season. Well, Fitz, over his last 11 games, has scored 10 goals. So Fitz has certainly stepped up for the second straight year from about mid-February on. And the Grizzlies obviously are getting great performances from Stapley and Cutler. And one of the top defensive pairings in the league has been Josh Wesley and Kyle Mayhew. Mayhew is 6th among all league defensemen with 44 points. He leads all rookie defensemen with 44 points. And watch out for him on the power play. He is 3rd among all league rookies in power play assists. So it's going to be a fun one here as the Grizzlies go for the 3-game sweep. Will Cranley will get the start in net for the Grizzlies. It'll be a second straight start. He'll be going up against Oskari Salminen. Salminen got the start on Saturday, and he played pretty well for the first 57 minutes of the contest. Salminen has a record of 6-1-1 in 8 games for the Admirals. So it feels like it's going to be a very spirited affair as Grizzlies take on the Admirals for the 3rd and final time this season. It's the 4th all-time meeting between the clubs. The Grizzlies are 2-1 all-time against Norfolk. When we come back, well, just as the case with just about every game, there's a new member of the Grizzlies. We'll tell you who he is. And we'll also talk about Luke Manning, who's certainly come up big for the Grizzlies over the last 2 games. We're in business on a Monday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Earlier today, the Grizzlies signed a goaltender. His name is Jarrett Fisk. Fisk played this season at Niagara University, where he had a 16-11-2 record with a .912 save percentage and 2.73 goals against average. Fisk has good size at 6'3", make that 6'4" and 190 pounds. He looked every bit of 6'4" during warm-ups. He started his college career at the American International College, AIC, where he was outstanding his senior year. He was a backup for a couple years in the 2020-23 season, which was his only year as a starter for AIC. He was outstanding. He had a record of 10, 8, and 6 with a 2.38 goals against average and 923 save percentage. He also played for the AIC men's lacrosse team for 2 seasons in 2022 and 2023. Fisk was named the AHA Goaltender of the Year back in his senior season at AIC, the 2022-23 campaign. He was a nominee for the Hobie Baker Award in 2024 at Niagara University. So Jarrett Fisk is the newest member of the Grizzlies, a goaltender who's going to be wearing number 35, and he'll be the backup for Will Cranley tonight, and Dante Januzzi will be the third goalie as he has a scratch this evening. Obviously, there's been a lot of roster movements over the last couple months, and really for the Grizzlies, if you talk about one of their best performers in this series against Norfolk, you have to look at Luke Manning, a guy that was just signed by the Grizzlies 2 days ago. He had 3 shots on goal on Saturday, and you talk about drawing penalties. I mean, Luke Manning drew the penalty in overtime as he had a breakaway 51 seconds into overtime and was slashed and ended up drawing the penalty that turned into Utah's game-winning goal on the ensuing power play. Manning picked up his first professional point with an assist in the second period. It turned out to be the game-winning goal that was scored by Cole Gallant, and then Dylan Fitz added some insurance 35 seconds later. And Luke Manning's really shown some outstanding speed and quickness, and he seems to be a very smart hockey player. He's made good decisions with the puck. Luke Manning's wearing number 8 for the Grizzlies for the 3rd straight night. And watch out for him because it looks like he's going to be a pretty good pro. Manning started his college career at the Air Force Academy and played in 35 games during the 2019-2020 season. And then he transferred to the University of St. Thomas, where he scored 24 goals and 21 assists in 117 games from 2020 through 2024. This year at St. Thomas, he had 7 goals in 37 games. Luke Manning is 5'10" and 190 pounds, and Manning's been outstanding, a native of Stillwater, Minnesota. So watch out for him. He'll be on the Grizzlies' second line tonight. We'll see if Dylan Fitz can continue to produce the way he has as of late. Fitz has 11 goals in his last 10 games. He's got 3 multiple-point games over his last 11 contests, and Fitz has certainly been a key contributor for the Grizzlies and really been one of the great glue guys, one of the good leaders of the Grizzlies over the last couple of years. When we come back, we'll go over the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Admirals coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today. Black Bear Diner.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's get to the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Norfolk Admirals, who are led by head coach Jeff Carr, who was a former Grizzlies assistant coach back in the 2016-2017 season. He's got 2 assistants, Brent Clark and former Grizzly goaltender Joel Rumpel, who was with the club in the second half of the 2017-2018 season. Norfolk's got a record of 34, 25, and 1. They've been a pretty good road team with a record of 16, 8, 4, and 1 away from the scope. Oskari Salminen is going to get the start in net. He's a native of Finland. He's making his 9th appearance for the Admirals. He's got a record of 6, 1, and 1 with a 2.63 goals against average and a .902 save percentage. So we'll watch out for Salminen. It was pretty good in the first 56 seconds of Saturday's game. Salminen is in his second season as a pro. Last year, he played in 39 games with the AHL's Manitoba Moose and had a 3.91 goals against average and .896 save percentage. In 11 games with Manitoba this year, he had a 4-7 record with an .896 save percentage. He had 18 wins for Manitoba last season, and he even participated in 4 playoff games for the Moose and was outstanding with a 2-2 record with a .923 save percentage and a 2.25 goals against average. So Oskari Salminen will get the start in net. He's got an NHL contract with the Winnipeg Jets, and Winnipeg is the NHL affiliate of the Norfolk Admirals. The backup goaltender is going to be Yaniv Peretz, who got the start and the loss for Norfolk last night. Starting defensive pairing, Derek Louis-Jean, number 2. He's got a plus 18 rating and 9 goals and 17 assists in 53 games. He'll be paired up with Connor Fedoruk, number 14. Fedoruk has 2 goals and 12 assists in 38 games. 4 other defensemen for Norfolk tonight include Carson Musser, Josh McDougall, Brandon Fade, the former Grizzly, and another former Grizzly, Garrett Sargis, who's normally a forward, but he's acting as a defenseman tonight. He was a defenseman, was Sargis, 6 years ago with the Knoxville Ice Bears, who were led at that time coached by Jeff Carr. 10 forwards for Norfolk tonight. The starters include Dennis Smirnoff, the former Colorado Avalanche draft pick. He was a 6th-round pick in 2017. He's wearing number 8. He's got 11 goals and 21 assists in 43 games. He's listed at 5'9" and 185 pounds. Danny Kadek had 1 goal and 2 assists on Saturday night. Kadek's in there wearing number 12. He has 19 goals and 18 assists in 52 games. And Stepan Timofeyev, he had 6 shots on goal last night. Timofeyev has 12 goals and 27 assists in 54 games. He had 1 goal last night in the 5-2 loss to Utah. 7 other forwards for the Admirals, and they include former Grizzly Keaton Jamison, who had 2 goals and 1 assist on Saturday night. Thomas Cron scored a second-period power play goal for the Admirals on Sunday. He's got 6 goals in 36 games this year. Brady Florent had 2 assists on Sunday. He's wearing number 94. Cameron Nault, number 11, is 6'2" and 200 pounds. Brandon Osmundson played Saturday. He was a scratch yesterday, and he's back in the lineup this evening. He'll be the third-line center. Sean Montgomery is in the third-line right wing. He'll take some face-offs for the Admirals as well. He's a native of Anchorage, Alaska. And Mark Lewinsky. Don't let the 248 penalty minutes confuse you. Lewinsky is a pretty good player all around. He's got 9 goals and 14 assists in 48 games. He is 6'1" and 194 pounds and is currently on an AHL contract with the Manitoba Moose. So that's the lineup for the Norfolk Admirals, who are playing game 61 of the regular season. And now the lineup for the Utah Grizzlies, who are also playing their 61st game this season. They are led by third-year head coach Ryan Kanasiewicz, who's the all-time leader in goals, assists, and points in Utah Grizzlies history. The assistant coach is former Admirals forward Christian Horn. Horn played in 73 games with the Admirals over a 3-season stretch from 2017 through 2020. Horn scored 21 goals and 25 assists with the Admirals, and he had 2 hat tricks for Norfolk in the 2017-2018 season. Grizzlies have a record of 28-30-2. They are 19-9-1 here at the friendly confines at Maverik Center. Getting the start in net is Will Cranley, who stopped 28 of 30 yesterday. Overall, he's got a record of 7-11-2 with an .891 save percentage and 3.72 goals against average. The backup goaltender is Jarrett Fiske, F-I-S-K-E. He just signed with the Grizzlies earlier today, played earlier this season at Niagara University, and before that was a goaltender at American International College. Dante Januzzi's a scratch. Starting defensive pairing, Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain. He has 16 goals and 17 assists in 45 games. Kyle Mayhew has been one of the best rookie defensemen in the league. He has 44 points in 59 games, 11 goals and 33 assists, and a +3 rating. So starting defensive pairing once again is Wesley and Mayhew. The other defensemen include Quinn Wickers, who's got 2 goals and 13 assists in 43 games. Robbie Stucker, number 40. He has 18 assists in 41 games, a former Minnesota and Vermont product. You also see Jacob Semick, the first full season pro out of Arizona State University. He has 2 goals and 9 assists in 54 games. And Jordan Stone, the big 6'2", 209-pound defenseman, he'll be wearing number 19. So starting defensive pairing once again is Wesley and Mayhew. We will also see Stucker, Flickers, as well as Semick and Stone. Starting forwards, Brett Stapley, who's been about as hot as anybody in the league. Stapley has 14 points, 2 goals, and 12 assists in his last 8 games. So as the Grizzlies come down the stretch looking for a playoff spot, Brett Stapley is averaging close to 2 points a game over the last month. Brandon Cutler's also in the starting lineup, wearing number 29. Cutler's got an A on his sweater, and he has 6 goals and 5 assists in his last 8 games. He is second in the league in shots on goal with 225. Adam Berg's also starting. He picked up Utah's 5th goal yesterday. Berg on the season has 10 goals and 11 assists in 47 games. So starting forwards again are Stapley, Cutler, and Berg. You also see Luke Manning, who's making his 3rd professional appearance. He got an assist in last night's game. He is 5'10" and 190 pounds. Max Neal will be in there wearing number 6. He has 2 assists in 16 games. Mick Messner wearing number 10. He has 13 goals and 20 assists in 60 games. Dylan Fitz has 11 goals in his 10 goals in his last 11 games, including 2 yesterday where he was the game's number 1 star. He is 6'2" and 203 pounds. He'll be wearing number 13. Aaron Aragon's wearing number 15. He has 11 goals and 8 assists in 51 games. Of course, the Iron Man Tyler Penner will be in there. It's his 205th consecutive regular season appearance and 229th if you count the playoffs. Penner, the 3rd-year pro out of Colgate, is wearing number 21, and he's got an A on his sweater. Cole Gallant's been one of Utah's best players in this series. He's got to go on back-to-back games. He had the game winner halfway through the second period yesterday. He'll be wearing number 25. He has 11 goals and 31 assists in 56 games. Alex Bocage will be on the second line. He's wearing number 26. He has 7 goals and 9 assists in 17 games. The scratches for the Grizzlies include Cade Jensen, Michael Underwood, and Dean Yakura, as well as Nathan Burke, Cody Caron, and Keone Teixeira. Grizzlies today are wearing a black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim. Norfolk is wearing a white jersey with navy blue numbers, navy blue on the arms just above the elbow, and a little bit of yellow mixed into the jersey as well. We'll come back and have face-off here at Maverik Center. It's the Grizzlies and the Admirals coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. From huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner. From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
It's a great day for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Norfolk Admirals in the last of a 3-game series. We just had 2 national anthems. We just played the American national anthem twice. Once was played with musical instruments, and then we had a singing version of the anthem. Referee tonight is John Linder. The linesmen are Craig Peterson and Tyler Keston. Will Cranley gets the start for the second straight evening. Cranley, the former 6th-round pick of the St. Louis Blues. He's on an NHL entry-level contract with St. Louis. Starting defensive pairing is the captain Josh Wesley as well as Kyle Mayhew. And the forwards are Brandon Cutler, Brett Stapley, and Adam Berg. If he joined us late, Andrew McLean got a 2-game suspension for the shot to the midsection of Kyle Mayhew, and Keegan Iverson got a 2-game suspension for the elbow to Josh Wesley. Dennis Smirnoff will take the draw for Norfolk. Grizzlies will be skating from right to left as we see it from high atop section 114. Your mind's eye, see it on YouTube. Grizzlies won the draw. Wesley gets at his blue line. He'll slide it across to Mayhew. Mayhew gallops out to center ice. Left wing pass to Berg, who enters the zone. Berg lefty shot is blocked away by Salmonen. Stapley over on the far side will bounce it off an Admiral, and that was Fedoruk, who feeds it up top as the puck wobbles out to center ice. Cutler chases after it and gets it at his blue line. Cutler pushes to his right for Wesley, who slides to Mayhew. Mayhew surveys. Now he'll skate towards neutral ice. He gets to neutral ice, cross the red, and he'll fly it into the far corner as the puck ricocheted near Grisby, who's hanging out the Zamboni tunnel. Fedoruk over on the far side. Louis Jean gets the puck. He's along the near goal line. Skates around his net on the far side. He'll pitch it ahead to center ice. It bounced off a front skate. Gone on to Keaton Jamison. He'll throw it to the right point. Lefty shot. Saved by Cranley. Shot was taken by Thomas Caron, who scored a second period goal yesterday. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. Who's scoring first for Utah this evening? It's a tough pick. I think the first goal is going to be Luke Manning, getting his first as a pro. Manning's going to take the face-off for the Grizzlies as he's out there with Alex Bocage and Cole Gallant. That's been a strong forward line for the Grizzlies this weekend. Keaton Jamison will take the draw for Norfolk. He takes all their big face-offs. And the draw is won by Utah. Stucker pushed ahead to Gallant. Gallant backhands it towards Manning. It's picked off. Admirals over the line as Jamison will toss it off the far boards. Fans wanted an offside call as the puck was pretty close to exiting the line. Now Luke Manning gets it far side for the Grizz. He'll get to neutral ice. He'll slide it to his left as Wickers chases after it. The Norfolk line. Wickers dumps it in as Stucker comes off, as does Bocage and Gallant. Grizzlies keeping their shifts pretty short here early on as the puck is saucered off the wrist of Manning. Grizzlies enter the zone, but they say that it's a hand pass on Manning as the puck bounced off his wrist onto Dylan Fitz. And the referee, John Lindner, called it a hand pass. Draw's going to be at center ice as Dylan Fitz is out there with Penner and Aragon. Aragon got in that fight with Brandon Fade late in last night's game. Semick and Stone's a defensive pairing. Draws at center ice. We're a minute and 30 in. Norfolk's taking one shot. Grizzlies have yet to fire away on Oskari Salmonen. As out to center ice, Sean Montgomery dumps it in. On to Cranley, who kicks it towards the far wing board. Stone delivers a big hit as he pushed Osmondson along the boards, a former Admiral season ticket holder. He gets into the games for free. In fact, he gets paid now. Not with a shot saved by Cranley as the Admirals get it to Osmondson. Right side lefty shot is blocked away by Penner's stick as Cameron Nault towards the near side gets up top to McDougal. Josh McDougal, one of 6 defensemen for the Admirals tonight. On to Nault, whose shot is blocked by Semick. Puck to Stone. So he'll flip it towards the near side. Aragon gets it, and he'll toss it towards Penner. It bounced off of Penner's arm as it goes to center ice and wobbles. Fitz tries to get it. Smirnoff gets there first. Smirnoff, not very big, but he's quick and shifty as Fitz drags down Smirnoff. No call by Lindner. As now Puck is deep in the Admirals zone. Right side, Grizzlies push it towards Mayhew. Mayhew dancing around the near circle. Sorry, pass out to Messner. It goes off his stick and wide. As Mark Lewinsky in his first shift of the game will drag down a Grizzly. And that's going to be a penalty on Lewinsky. Or maybe it's on Mayhew. Holding's going to be the call. Lewinsky wants Mayhew to get an interference minor as Lewinsky was trying to get around him. And Mark Lewinsky leads the league in penalty minutes. Gets minutes 249 and 250 on the season. He goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 2 minutes for holding. 17:32 left in the first as he just dragged down Mayhew around center ice along the near boards. And Lindner was right behind Lewinsky to make the call. Brandon Cutler will take the draw. He's got Stapley to his right and Fitz to his left. Up top is Mayhew and Wesley. Grizzlies win the draw. Mayhew gets it across to Wesley. Right side. He'll take a righty shot. Kick saved by Salmon. And rebound goes to the Admirals. They bounce it off of Stapley. Stapley shot ready. Shot to score! Brett Stapley gets his 19th of the year. And the Grizzlies get a power play goal as they take a 1-0 lead. Boy, Stapley was just all alone down the middle, and he went stick side past Salmon. And as the seats aren't yet warm here at Maverik Center, and the Grizzlies have their first goal of the game. And Carson Muster is furious at the referee as he's having a conversation with John Lindner. Admirals feel like they haven't gotten necessarily a good whistle here this weekend. And Stapley just fired it stick side past Salmonen. So Brett Stapley is the answer to the question as to who's the optimum first goal of the game scored. It's Brett Stapley, the second-year pro out of the University of Denver. Grizzlies won the draw. We're back to 5-on-5 skating as Cutler skies it into the near corner. Another penalty is going to be called as Fade over there. Aragon wants Fade. Aragon drops his gloves, pushes Fade in the back as looked like Fade was going to get a penalty, and Aragon wants Fade. Fade doesn't look like he wants any part of Aragon. Aragon remembers that fight yesterday. He wanted round 2. As Aragon dropped his gloves, Fade said, I'm not doing it. The penalty was called on the Admirals over in the near corner, and Aragon wanted a piece of Fade, and Fade just kind of turned his back. And Aragon pushed Fade right there about 10 feet in front of Salmon and the Norfolk goaltender. So let's see, there was an initial penalty. Aragon had dropped his gloves. He was ready to go and looked like Fade didn't want it. Fade's in the box, though, and so is Aragon. So I think there was an initial penalty on Fade, and then it looks like Aragon's going to get a penalty as well. So it looks like Lindner talking with both coaches as to what the situation is going to be. As there's 5 out there for Norfolk. As Fade got a penalty, the arm was raised, and then Aragon dropped his gloves, immediately went for Fade. Fade just put his right palm in the air and said, I'm not doing it. Remember, Fade really was just pumping away when Aragon was on the ground there with about a minute and a half left in regulation yesterday. And Aragon, you can tell he's been wanting that all day. Aragon and Fade have a conversation with Chris Hagan awkwardly sitting between them. So looks like Aragon's getting a 2-minute penalty, and the Admirals get their first power play of the game. Grizzlies win the draw. Wickers will sky it over Musser's head as it ricochets off a stanchion on the near side and wobbles towards the far corner. Salmonen gets it, and he'll move it towards Musser as the Admirals in their first power play of the game. They're 21.4% on the power play this year. Utah leads 1-0 on Brett Stapley's 19th of the year. As the Admirals get the center ice, Timofeyev fires it in. Cranley will play it off the far glass. Musser moves it across to Jamison, who gets it off the near boards. Jamison, wearing number 16, takes a righty shot saved by Cranley. Kadek fires it across. Smirnoff moves it up top. High slot for Musser. Will take a lefty shot saved by Cranley. Rebound, Stucker throws it off the far boards. Goes up top to Musser in the left point. Back to Smirnoff. He skates towards the far circle. Toe drag. Now he dances around. Smirnoff still with the puck. Now he feeds it up top to Musser. Across to Timofeyev, right side. Timofeyev switches places with Musser. He'll move it to Smirnoff, left side. Lefty shot goes high and wide. Puck rolls along the near boards. Musser gets hit by Messner. Messner took the puck away and flips it out to center ice. Gallant gets it 2-on-1. Gallant skates towards the left side. Centers it to Messner. Will kick it in as it bounced off his knee. And no goal, says Lindner. Lindner says Messner kicked it in. Lights go on and off. Horn sounds. Lindner immediately made the call saying no goal, saying that Messner had kicked it in. So it's still 1-0 Grizzlies, even though the lights are flickering back and forth. As Lindner puts both hands in the air, like says no goal, and then puts a kick motion with his right skate. As Immediately, Linder had made the call. And doesn't look like the Grizzlies are arguing too much. Utah to 2-on-1. Messner already has 3 shorthanded goals this year. Almost made it 4, but he literally kicked the puck into the net. And Grizzlies aren't really arguing the call, so it must have been a pretty good one. Norfolk still on the power play for the next 50 seconds. They win the face-off, skating from left to right. As we're 4 minutes in, Grizzlies lead 1-0. Up ahead to Florent. He crosses center ice, so push to his left. As the Admirals, Cameron Knott rolls along the boards towards the near point. As Berg has a tap towards the near circle. Puck flies into the air and hippity hops onto the far circle. Admirals get it up top. Fedoruk across to Karan. Right side. They'll move it towards the middle. Florent's shot goes wide and a one-time tap. Karan avoids Berg's check and feeds up top to Fedoruk. Fedoruk back towards Florent onto Karan near circle. He surveys and he flips it up top to Fedoruk. He skates towards his right back to Karan. One-timer kick saved by Cranley. What a stop by Cranley. Best he's made all game. As Karan skates towards his left. Now he stops and pivots to the left point. Skates towards his right. He's now in the high slot. Lefty shot is blocked by Berg's stick. As Stapley's coming out of the penalty box right now representing Aragon. High slot, lefty shot goes wide. And that was taken by Thomas Karan, who's been very active on this power play. Now we're skating 5-on-5. As Fedoruk rolls it along the boards. Not lets it go along the far side. As puck bounces towards Penner. And he'll tap it off an Admiral as it goes out to center ice. Norfolk. Fedoruk moves it towards the middle. High slot. Lewinsky shot. Saved by Cranley. Puck rolls off a skate on back to Cranley, who covers up with 14:40 left in the first. So it's still the Grizzlies 1 and Norfolk nothing. So it looks like Aaron Aragon got 2 for holding. Stapley got 2 for holding. And then Aragon and Fade each got matching unsportsmanlike conduct minors. So Stapley was in the box serving 2 minutes, and Aragon and Fade also got 2 minutes as well. 14:40 left in the first. Utah leads 1-0. We're skating 5-on-5. Norfolk wins the draw. John throws it towards the middle. McDougal, righty shot goes wide. As the Admirals trying to flip it out in front. Franley goes on his keister. Grizzlies with Bocage dances around. He's being shadowed by McDougal. As Bocage gets to the near side for Wickers, Grizzlies spread the ice. Wickers in his own zone slides it across the Stucker. He pushed to center ice for Bocage. It tapped off his stick, no icing, as it goes deep in the Admiral zone. As Salmonen drops it off, Salmonen is on an NHL contract with the Jets. Pass out to the point. Bocage keeps it in. Manning gets pushed along the boards. Puck rolls along and across Norfolk's net as they move it ahead. As the Admirals, Garrett Sarge is crossing center ice. Normally a 40. He's acting as a defenseman tonight. High slot, lefty shot saved by Cranley as he made a blocker save. Semick throws it towards Wickers, who couldn't get it. Sargis centers it out in front. Lewinsky, lefty shot kick saved by Cranley. Puck goes back over to Smirnoff. Far point across to Fade. Fade, righty shot saved by Cranley, and he holds on. And Semick and Gallant. Lewinsky gets pushed by Gallant, and now we got some real pushing and shoving behind Utah's net as Lewinsky does like to play in front of the net quite a bit. 13:36 left in the first. It's the Grizzlies 1 and Norfolk nothing as Brett Stapley scored on the power play 2:40 into the game. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Welcome back to Grizzlies hockey. 13:36 left in the first period. Utah leads 1-0 as Brett Stapley scored what right now is listed as unassisted. 2:38 in as the Grizz are 1 for 1 on the power play. Norfolk is 0 for 1. Grizzlies have been outshot 5-2. For the Admirals, Thomas Cron has 2 of their 5 shots. And 3 other skaters have 1 shot for the Grizzlies. Stapley and Wesley each have 1 shot. And obviously, Stapley's found the back of the net. Brett Stapley, who leads the Grizzlies with 61 points this year, 19 goals and 42 assists. Stapley's in the top 10 in the league in assists, and he is 15th in the league in points. Stapley takes a draw against Dennis Smirnoff near circle of the Grizzlies zone. As Stapley kicked out of the circle, Brandon Cutler will take the draw. As Cutler will crouch down low, the third-year pro. Cutler stares down Smirnoff. Draw won by Cutler in Utah as Berg will slide it around Utah's net. Stapley loses it. Danny Kadek, left point, will saucer it across right side. Fedoruk takes a lefty shot. It's blocked by Mayhew over the near circle. As Wesley trying to locate it behind Cranley's net. Puck gets pushed towards the far boards. Cutler has a tap off a Mayhew skate as the Admirals throw it towards the near goal line. Hack away. Smirnoff goes down as Kadek took the shot and Cranley makes a save with 13:10 left in the first. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant, kind of a late arriving crowd here on a Smith's Family Night. Every Monday and Wednesday, Grizzlies home games will be Smith's Family Nights with 4 tickets for $40 and then $10 for each additional ticket after that. Grizzlies will switch up forwards. Max Neal's on the ice with Alex Bocage and Mick Messner. The defensive pairing is Josh Wesley and Kyle Mayhew. Dennis Smirnoff will take the draw against Neal. Neal started the year at the University of Waterloo. As Neal crouches down pretty low, he's 6'1", 190 pounds. Smirnoff listed at 5'9", 185. Smirnoff played his college hockey at Penn State University. As a draw won by Norfolk, Timofeyev, their leading scorer this year, near side, takes a sharp angle shot that hits the side of the net. Messner near side will move it ahead to Bocage. Bocage pushes to his right for Wesley. Wesley steps over the line, stops at the point. He gets pushed by Jean. Puck goes back to neutralize. Timofeyev, who might be the fastest of all the Admirals, nudges it ahead, looking for Fedoruk. Bocage gets on his keister at center ice. Messner pushes Fedoruk. Timofeyev gets around Mayhew as he steps over the blue line. As action in the Grizzly zone, Timofeyev will bounce it off of Neal. Puck in the slot. Bocage will saucer it ahead. Messner chasing after it, and looks like no icing on the play. Grizzlies fit in a full line change. Neal gets it up top. Semick left side trying to get to Bocage. Now he gets it off the near boards to Bocage. Left side, righty shot goes wide. Semick, far side, will push it in deep. Messner gets double teamed. Neal skates over there. As taking the puck is Jamison, who will flub it over to the far corner. Messner delivers a big hit, knocking down Fedoruk. Bocage right side. Over to Neal. Puck flips off his stick as it goes towards Stone in the high slot. Stone swings and misses, trying to dump it to the far corner. Admirals step over the offensive line before losing their balance. As Stone gets hit in the back by number 26, Thomas Caron. No relation to the Grizzlies. Cody Caron. Pass ahead to Penner. It bounced off his ankle and goes towards the near corner. Penner battles with Sargis. Those guys were teammates 2 years ago in Utah. As Stone gets it back towards Penner, who's got an A on his sweater. Sargis pushes him down. Penner back to his feet. The Iron Man gets held up along the boards by Sargis. Puck hippity hops under the high slot for Stucker. Over to Aragon. Near side shot saved by Salmonen. Now Penner flips it out in front. Aragon over to Penner. Left side shot saved by Salmonen again. Florent gets it and he'll bank it off the near board. Stucker keeps it in left side. He'll glide towards his right. Stucker now at the right point takes a righty shot. And it bounces off of Salmonen's glove and rolls off the end boards. Norfolk will shovel it high into the air. Puck bounces to Quinn Wickers at the Utah line. He'll move it to the near side for Penner, who steps over the line. Penner gets blasted by Lewinsky. Now Lewinsky in the near side gets pushed in the back by Penner. Puck to the point. Wickers keeps it in, and he'll backhand it towards the far corner. Musser gets pushed by Penner as Fade will tap it off the near boards. Lewinsky gets it. He skates down the middle on a breakaway. Take a lefty shot. A save by Cranley. Puck rebounds towards the near side. Right side, Sean Montgomery will bounce it off of Fade. As Penner will bounce it off of Montgomery. The puck hippity hops to the high slot. Lewinsky, lefty shot goes wide as it ricochets off the Maverik side. Admiral still in the attack zone. Get it up top to Fade. Across to Jean, left side. Lefty shot goes wide as the Admiral's putting some dents into the end wall here in this shift. Lewinsky around the boards. Montgomery, far corner, gets it. He's being shadowed by Penner. They get it up top to Jean. Across to Fade. Right point. Righty shot kick saved by Cranley. Dancing in the near corner is Osmondson, the Chesapeake, Virginia native. He'll push it to the far corner as Jean will skate back towards the point. Louis Jean, a native of Montreal, throws it to Montgomery. Taking it away is Penner. Penner drags out to neutralize. He'll fire it off a Bocage's skate. Puck goes towards Salmonen. Gallant battles with Fade. Gallant pushes Fade along the end boards. John fumbles the puck as Gallant pushes Jean. Jean strong with it. As over there's Manning. 2-on-2 scrum along the near corner. Cutler gets it, and he'll get it to Manning. Manning stops on the far side, swings and misses. Manning gets blasted. As that was a pretty good look. Good shift by Luke Manning. He's a hard-working guy. As the Admirals step over the line, Osmondson drops off for Timofeyev, and Cutler one-hands it out to center ice. Cutler gets it back, trying to get to Stapley, bounced off an Admiral skate. As Grizzlies step over the line, Cutler gets pushed along the near boards by Timofeyev. Admirals will move it out to center ice. Kadek will toss it off the far wall. Wesley over there, as Smirnoff, far corner, shot saved by Wesley, as Smirnoff got blasted by Wesley, and an Admirals going to attack Wesley. As Timofeyev with a shield, Wesley's got a shield over his face as well, as Smirnoff got blasted by Josh Wesley over in the far corner about the same time that Smirnoff was firing towards the net. You got a feeling this game might get a bit chippy here early and often, and it's certainly been a physical one here in the first 11 minutes. As Smirnoff, who's been one of the Admirals' best forwards this year, is being looked over by the trainer of the Admirals, Darcy Wyatt. Quite a few people on the Admirals, both the players and personnel, familiar to Grizzlies fans. Mason Wayland, their head equipment manager, he's been with the Grizzlies for many years, and the last 2 years was the head equipment manager. As Smirnoff back to his feet, Timofeyev was making sure that he let Wesley know that he didn't like the hit on Smirnoff. Wesley's in the box right now, and it looks like the Admirals are going to get a power play. John Lindner's been here all series, talking with Danny Kadek of the Admirals and Dylan Fitz of the Grizzlies. So it looks like 2 minutes for boarding is going to be the call for Josh Wesley, as there's 9:19 left in the first. Utah leads 1-0 as Brett Stapley scored right now what's listed as unassisted, 2:40 into the contest. So draw is going to be towards Will Cranley. If you're a San Francisco Giants baseball fan, good news. Blake Snell, the star pitcher who won the Cy Young Award last season, has agreed to a 2-year, $62 million contract with San Francisco Giants. As Wesley gets 2 minutes for boarding, 10:41 into the first period. Draw's going to be on the far side, as Sean Montgomery will take the faceoff. Normally a right wing, but he does take a few faceoffs for the Admirals. He wins it against Gallant. Left side, the Admirals are now in the high slot. Fedoruk stops and surveys. He'll feed it to his right for Cron. Cron takes a lefty shot that goes wide. Cron's been the most active player for the Admirals in their power play in this series. Grizzlies roll it along the near boards. Fedoruk gathers it. He surveys along the near side. He'll push it across. Montgomery up top to Cron. One-timer. Gets redirected and goes wide. Nault gets it towards Fedoruk along the near side. Fedoruk over towards Nault, who pushed it in. Shot saved by Cranley, and he holds on as the Admirals put a ton of traffic out in front of Cranley. Good job by Semick, Wickers, Messner, and Gallant, forming a wall around the crease. Both teams will change up skaters as Aaron Aragon enters the ice with Penner, along with Stucker and Mayhew. As the Admirals are on the power play for the next minute and 29 seconds. It's just the start of things. Looks like it's going to be a fun night here at Maverik Center, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Monday with us. Montgomery will take the draw against Penner. Both guys wear number 21 for their respective units. Montgomery, a native of Anchorage, Alaska, as he crouches down. Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man, hasn't missed a game in the Kanasowich era, as drawn one by the Admirals. As Fedoruk over towards Cron, who throws to the left side. Shot saved by Cranley. Rebound goes towards Penner, but it's taken by Sean Montgomery, who surveys along the far side. Now he feeds up top to Cron, across to Fedoruk, right point. As Fedoruk skate towards the corner, gets pushed in the back by Aragon as Fedoruk throws it around Utah's net. Now across towards the right point as Cron gathers it. He gets pushed by Aragon. Aragon will poke it out to center ice. Good effort by Aragon as the Admirals will back it out to their blue line, skating from left to right. Right wings pass to Cron. Cron skates across the center ice logo down the middle. He'll toss it off to Aragon, who gets it, and he'll clear it out. 45 seconds left in the Admirals' power play, their second of the game. As Nault crossing center ice left wing. He'll get over the line. He'll veer off to the right. As Nault throws to the corner looking for Jamison. Jamison around Utah's net towards the far side. He'll push it to the far point. Admirals saucer it towards Musser. Musser in the high slot takes a lefty shot that goes wide. It got redirected by a high stick. and it's touched up by the Admirals, and the whistle blows with 7:43 left in the first. As Musser fired it high and was redirected by either Caddick or Jamison, as both guys were in the area. So draw comes out to neutralize. They're in the third and final meeting between the clubs. 7:43 left in the first and 24 seconds left in the power play. Grizzlies will be on the road for 3 straight. Over in Rapid City, it was played by a high stick by Jamison. As Jamison played it, he was about 20 feet away from Cranley when he played it with the high stick. Jamison takes the draw, he wins it. He had 15 goals for the Grizzlies last year. Ed to Caddick, right side. He'll push it back to Musser, who tosses it across. Smirnoff over to Musser. High slot lefty shot goes wide off the end boards. As there's quite a few dents along the end boards taken by Norfolk here in the first period. Smirnoff left point. Gets it across to Timofeyev all alone. Right side, toe drag. Righty shot gets redirected and goes wide. As Wesley's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5 skating. Smirnoff, far side. Skates towards the corner. Centers it off of Cranley. As Smirnoff gets it towards Musser. Far goal line. Centering pass to Jamison. He couldn't handle it. Adam Berg will race out to center ice. He's being checked by Musser from behind. Berg throws it in from neutral ice and chases after it. Musser avoids Berg's check as the puck glides along the near side. Neal one-hands it in to keep it. As Stapley throws it across to Mayhew, who settles into the Admiral zone. Mayhew dances around. Now he pivots back towards the right point. He gets it poked away. Caddick crossing center ice. Back check by Mayhew. Caddick gets it poked away by Mayhew from behind. Stucker will toss it towards the near side slowly as Neal drops it for Stapley. But the puck ends up back in the Grizzlies zone deep as Stucker chases after it. He gets there before Sargis, moves it to the far side. Neal couldn't reach it as it's flubbed back in by Louis Jean. As Mayhew, near corner, gets pushed by Sargis, but throws it from one corner to the other. Stucker sauces it airborne, looking for Cutler. He'll settle it as he'll skate to the left side and lay it for Stapley. Stapley centers it as a big collision out in front of the net as Neal is cutting in front. As arm is raised by the referee, it's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be on the Grizzlies. High sticking is going to be the call. 6:06 left in the first period. Admirals have outshot the Grizzlies 11-4. It's going to be a 2-minute high sticking penalty. Let's see what it's going to be on. It's Max Neal going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. As Brandon Cutler argues his case, Danny Caddick skates over there with the Norfolk side. So Max Neal gets a penalty for Utah. Grizzlies have been outshot quite a bit here in the first period, but they still lead 1-0 on Brett Stapley. Right now, it's still listed as unassisted. He scored 2:40 in. Time of Max Neal's high sticking penalty, 13:54 into the first period. It's game 61 of the regular season for both clubs. So both the Grizzlies and Admirals will have 11 games left in the regular season. And for the Grizzlies, 6 of those 11 will be here at Maverik Center. Grizzlies are on the road for a 3-game set against Idaho, Friday and Saturday at 7:05, Sunday at 4 p.m. Admirals win the draw. They're in the attack zone, skating from left to right. Up ahead to Jamison. He's on the left side over to Musser. Musser, right side, fakes a shot and tosses to the near corner for Smirnoff. Smirnoff fires it in. It's picked off by Wesley, who sauces it all the way out towards Salmonen. As the Admirals spread the ice, Salmonen has the puck. He'll lay it for Musser as the Admirals spread the ice. Musser gets to neutral ice. Now he crosses the center red. He'll skeet down the middle, and he'll flip it into the far corner and chase after it. Musser gets held up by Wesley. Musser gets it, tried to get it up top, but Penner took it away. Penner will loft it out to center ice as the Admirals, Timofeyev throws it towards Caddick. Penner took it away, and he'll clear it all the way out towards Salmonen. Both teams will reshuffle the deck personnel-wise. The Admirals, Salmonen will outlet it to neutral ice. Montgomery at his line will push it back. Montgomery got hit by Aragon. As Nault crosses center ice down the middle. Now he veers off to the right as he steps over the line onside. As Nault pushes up top to Fedoruk. He's on the left side. He'll get it to the far circle. Now back up top to Fedoruk. He gets to Sean Montgomery. Far circle, take a righty shot. Kick saved by Cranley. He stopped all 12 via scene. Admirals get it up top to Fedoruk. Left point. He'll move it to Montgomery, who surveys, skates towards the far circle, takes a righty shot, and it's blocked away by Stucker. Sticking it flies out of play off the protective netting. 4:46 left in the first. Admirals have a 12-5 shot edge, but they trail 1-0. Oddly enough for the Grizzlies, they've been outshot in the majority of the games this season, but that doesn't seem to really matter. When the Grizzlies have been outshot this year, they've got a record of 18-21-1. When they've outshot opponents, they are 10-7, So they've only outshot opponents in 18 different games this year. And for the Grizzlies, it's game 61. So 2/3 of the time, Grizzlies have been outshot. As puck ends up out of the zone, as Bokaj skates down the middle. As the puck lofted a little bit too far for him, and Salmonen pokes it away. As Bokaj looking for his 8th in the Utah uniform. As the Admirals cross center ice, Fedoruk over to the near side for Kron, who wraps it around the boards. Cranley cuts it off behind his net. He'll fling it to the near side. Bokaj has a tap off his ankle. Bokaj recovers and clears it out. Less than 10 seconds left in the Norfolk power play. And 4:11 and counting left in the first, as Max Neal itching to come out of the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. He's out right now. As the Admirals move it ahead, Fedoruk's pass goes incomplete, and icing is on Norfolk with an even 4 minutes left in the first period. You know, I mentioned the Grizzlies and their success here at home. They are 19-9-1 here at Maverik Center. With the first period goal by Stapley, they have outscored opponents 99-83 here at home. And for the Grizz, 39 of their 58 standings points have come here at Maverik Center. Stapley's out there. He's got Fitz to his left and Cutler to his right. Up top is Mayhew and Wesley. And watch out for Dylan Fitz. He was the number 1 star yesterday, scoring 2 goals. Draw one by Utah. They're trying to get it back up top to Wesley. It's taken away by Nault, who moves it across to Lewinsky. He crosses center ice and fires it on to Cranley, who stops it and moves play along to Wesley, who throws it behind the net for Mayhew. Now to Stapley at center ice. He'll step over the line over to Cutler. Cutler near side shot saved by Salmon, and rebound goes to the slot, and it's taken by Lewinsky. He'll get it ahead. As the Admirals, Osmundson's got great speed. He'll settle into the far side, stop on a dime, and push it across. Action deep in the Grizzlies zone. Now Stapley gets it near circle, gets it to Mayhew as Mayhew shimmy shakes and gets it to Stapley, who lofts it out to center ice. It goes over Fade's head as Cutler battles with Jean as he was stepping over the Norfolk line. Cutler will skate towards the near corner. He gets double teamed. He'll lift it in the air. It's gloved and dropped by Fitz, who gets pushed by Sargis. And we get a whistle. And let's see, it was either a hand pass. Looks like that's the call. A hand pass on Dylan Fitz. 3:11 left in the first. Utah leads 1-0. Norfolk has outshot Utah 13-6. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice. More amazing food. More value. So get more. And get it today. Black Bear Diner.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. 3:11 left in the first period. It's the Grizzlies 1 and the Admirals 0. It's Brett Stapley. It's still listed as unassisted. He scored .238 into the contest. Grizzlies are 1 for 1 on the power play. The Admirals are 0 for 3. Of the 6 shots Utah's taken, Josh Wesley has 2, and then 4 of the Grizzlies have 1, including Stapley, Aragon, Penner, and Brandon Cutler. Draw it neutralized, won by the Admirals. Josh McDougall will push it across as Mussert gets it ahead to Jamison. It goes past him. He redirected it, though, as he'll chase after it as he gets there before Semick over to the far circle. Shot and a score as the Admirals tie it up, and Mark Lewinsky taunts the Maverik Center crowd over in section 115 as Mark Lewinsky joins the double-digit goal-scoring club as he gets his 10th of the year. As Lewinsky high-fives everybody on the Admirals bench as we're tied at 1 with 2:59 left in the first. Lewinsky just roofed it. Didn't get much, all of it. It's almost like he lofted it. Kind of a change-up over Will Cranley and into the back of Utah's net. So the 14th shot for the Admirals turns into their first goal as we're tied at 1. As this can be a very spirited game. The Admirals obviously want to salvage the third game of this set. Lewinsky with the goal, Jamison and Carson Musser with the assist. Time of goal, 17:01 into the first period. Admirals win the draw. They skate from left to right. Grizzlies from right to left in a black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim as the Admirals settle into the zone. Montgomery, high slot. Righty shot is gloved by Cranley about waist high, and he holds on with 2:47 left in the first. Will Cranley was solid last night, stopping 28 of 30 as he makes his second straight start. If you joined us late, Grizzlies signed a goaltender earlier today. His name is Jarrett Fiske. Fiske is his last name. He played at Niagara University earlier this season and had an outstanding campaign. Draws the near circle. Penner will take it. He wins it on to Stucker in front of Cranley. Stucker skates towards the far side. He'll tap it off the far boards. As puck ends up, Osmondson trying to skate ahead, but it's taken away by Penner. Aragon will flip it high into the air. Muster chasing after it, and it's going to be icing on the Grizzlies with 2:32 left in the first. And also, if you joined us late, the Admirals had a couple guys suspended for 2 games. As Andrew McLean got a 2-game suspension. He's one of their best defensemen, and Keegan Iverson, who used to play for Rapid City, and Iverson, who's got 6 goals in 40 games this year, also serving a 2-game suspension. Penner will take the face-off against Brandon Osmondson. Osmondson, 25 years old, 5'10", 180 pounds. As draw one by Osmondson, as the Admirals have a go between the defensemen. McDougal keeps it in. He'll skate towards the far circle. Backhand shot goes wide as Cameron Nault along the near boards tries to get around Aragon towards the corner. Nault dances around, stops and shoots, and it goes wide. Puck bounced off the linesman. Grizzlies will flip it to Aragon, who gets it across to Wickers. Wickers will toss it in as the Grizzlies make a full line change as Stucker and Wickers come off. Ahead to Nault, who steps over the line. He'll fire it onto Cranley, a low liner. Will just kind of scoops it and holds on with 1:59 left in the first. So draws give me the Grizzlies zone. Norfolk has outshot Utah 15-6. Admirals usually do a good job controlling the shot count. They average 31.5 shots per game, which is in the middle of the pack in the league, but they are second in the league in shots allowed per game at 27.1. Smirnoff will take the draw against Stapley. Stapley, the Utah lone goal scorers, were tied at 1. Head to the high slot. Jean shot saved by Cranley. As Jean had a good look down the middle. Now the Admirals feather it out in front, and nobody was home as puck ends up in the near side. John throws to the high slot. Cutler's there to take it away. Cutler leads it out to Berg, but Berg couldn't reach it. Jean will lead it to center ice as Kadek over towards Timofeyev, who does a circle around the Grizzlies logo. Now he skates down the middle and throws to the near corner. Timofeyev trying to get Wesley on a good side check, but didn't get much on it. Mayhew will toss it across to Berg. Berg near side. Left wing crosses center ice. Now he steps over the line. Jean took it away. Derek Louis Jean along the right side. So he'll step over the line. Skate to the near circle. Lefty shot saved by Cranley. And Will holds on with 1:15 left in the first. It's one of only 2 games in the league here tonight, and it's a big one for the Grizzlies in terms of the Mountain Division standings. The Grizzlies are in 4th place with 58 standings points. Allen is in 5th with 55 points. The other game in the league is Florida and Orlando. That game just about wrapping up over at the NBA Arena. That also occupies the Orlando Solar Bears. As draw one by the Grizzlies, Quinn Wickers will toss it around Utah's net to Stucker. Now Bocage avoids a check, and he'll step over the line as Bocage gets pushed by Fade over to Stucker. High slot. They'll push it behind him, but Wickers was skating to neutral ice. Gallant throws it in deep. Luke Manning gets a good side check as he holds his ground. Admirals will toss it out of the zone over Quinn Wickers' head. Stucker chasing after it, but with good speed. Thomas Cron gets there first. He gets cut off by Stucker. Great defensive play by Stucker, making sure Cron didn't get a shot off. Jamison, far side. Will fake it to Fedoruk and feed it to Fade. Right side, righty shot goes wide. Fedoruk tried to center to bounce off the skate of Gallant. Cron, far point, gets pushed out of the zone by Stucker. What a shift by Robbie Stucker. Will skate off. He's replaced by Mayhew. Wesley enters the puck hippity hops into the Grizzlies zone. Mayhew gets to Gallant. Gallant and Fade collide at center ice as Wesley towards the Norfolk line as it bounces off his stick. Bocage gets hit by Fade. Fade was the one that looked like he absorbed most of the blow as Fitz centers it to Penner. Penner Over to Bocage, who danced around the right wing. He'll take a righty shot. Kick saved by Salmon. Rebound shot. Stick saved by Salmon. And what a stop as Fitz was looking for his 19th of the year. And time runs out in the first period. What a stick save by Salmon. As Dylan Fitz had a backhand chance on the near side, and Salmon denied him to keep it a 1-1 tie. Well, that was a fun first period that had just a little bit of everything. The Grizzlies' penalty kill was on point, and both teams ended up with a goal. Brett Stapley scored 2:38 into the first unassisted, and then Salmon had a good look. And it's hard to say whether Salmon made it or Penner trying to redirect it. May have denied his own guy a goal. Either way, pretty good look by the Grizzlies there with about 5 seconds left in the period. Both teams head to the respective dressing rooms. Remember, it's the last meeting between these clubs, so if there's any beef between the teams, they got to settle it here in the next 40 minutes. And as we've known here lately at Maverik Center, could be the next 40 minutes and then some, as 3 of the last 5 games for the Grizzlies have came past regulation. As Grizzlies had 2 games past regulation against Rapid City, and obviously the Military Night Miracle this past Saturday also went past regulation. We'll come back and recap the first 20 minutes of play, and we'll also go over the story of the Mountain Division playoff race. Through one period here at Maverik Center, it's Utah Grizzlies 1 and the Norfolk Admirals 1. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh forever.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. We're tied at 1 after 1 period. Grizzlies got a power play early in the contest as Mark Lewiski got a holding minor, 2:28 in. And only 10 seconds into the power play, Brett Stapley scored what right now is listed as unassisted. He got his 19th of the year as he was on the left wing, just kind of skated a little bit towards the slot and fired away and went stick side past Salmonen and scored his 19th of the year. And that means that Brett Stapley is now second in the club in goals, as Stapley previously was tied with both Dylan Fitz and Nathan Burke, as all three had 18 goals coming into play tonight. And with the Stapley first period goal, he is now second in the club with 19 this season. As we mentioned, it was unassisted, 2:38 into the first period. 2:53 in, so not long after Stapley had scored, Brandon Fade and Aaron Aragon each got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, and Brett Stapley got a holding the stick minor. So that gave the Admirals their first power play of the game. Later in the first, Josh Wesley got a boarding minor, 10:41 in, and Max Neal for the Grizz had a high sticking minor, 13:54 in. Admirals are 0 for 3 on the power play. They had 4 power play shots in the first period. And for the Grizzlies, they only had the 2 power plays, and those were early in the game. Actually, they only had the 1 power play, but they had 2 shots, according to the off-ice officials in that 10-second stretch. that eventually led to the Stapley goal. Norfolk eventually tied the game as Mark Lewinsky scored from the left wing, 17:01 in. Keaton Jamison and Carson Musser got the assists. As Lewinsky joins the double-digit goal-scoring club, and he's certainly done just about everything for the Admirals this year. Obviously, everybody looks at the penalty minutes, and he's up to 250 on the season. But Lewinsky is a guy that plays a complete game, both offensively, defensively. He'll get physical if you need to, and he's a pretty dependable player. Only 22 years old, out of Manitoba, 6'1" and 200 pounds. Norfolk outshot Utah 18-8 in the first period. For the Grizz, Josh Wesley had 2 shots. Stapley, Fitz, Aragon, Penner, Bocage, and Cutler each had 1 shot on goal. For the Admirals, Mark Lewinsky, we mentioned the impact he had and has had on the Admirals this year. He's got 4 shots on goal here through 20 minutes of play. Sean Montgomery and Thomas Cron each had 3 shots. It looked like Cron in particular was very aggressive, looking for his offensive game. Derek Louis-Jean, Cameron Nault, Danny Caddick, each had 2 shots for the Admirals, and Garrett Sargis and Brady Florent had 1 shot on goal. Aksari Salmonen for Norfolk stopped 7 of 8 in the first period. We'll see what happens here in the second as we're tied at 1 with 40 minutes left to go. The other game in the league, Orlando defeated the 2-time defending Kelly Cup champion Florida Everblades 3-1. That game featured 2 referees and 2 linesmen, which is the case with about, I'd say, half the games in the league, even though we've seen 2 referees and maybe a quarter, maybe even a fifth of Utah's games this season. Jimmy Mazza scored a third-period goal for the Solar Bears. Jocks and Fry also scored for Orlando. Chow had Florida's lone tally, 9:04 into the second period. The Grizzlies don't play either Florida or Orlando during the regular season. So Orlando gets the victory. Their record goes to 31-22, 6-2. Florida's record falls to 32-19, 7-2. And interestingly enough, Florida and Orlando are battling for that 4th and final playoff spot in the South Division, as Florida is in 4th place in the division with 73 points, and Orlando, with the regulation victory, is up to 70 standing points. Now, Florida does have a game in hand on Orlando. That's going to be an interesting race for the South Division playoffs. Right now, Greenville is in first place in the South Division with 83 standings points and a record of 40, 18-3. Jacksonville is in second place in the South with 78 standings points. South Carolina is holding on to third as they have 74 points, which is 1 more than Florida, who's in 4th with 73 points, and Orlando is up to 70 standings points. Savannah and Atlanta are out of playoff contention in the South Division. So it looks like it's going to be up to Florida, South Carolina, and Orlando for those final 2 playoff spots. And if Jacksonville has a rough ride over their last 12 games, they could be in danger of missing the playoffs if all 3 of the South Carolina, Florida, and Orlando teams play well down the stretch. Utah and Norfolk are tied at 1. For the Admirals, they're in second place in the Eastern Division, but they've got a comfortable lead in second. Adirondack right now is in first place with 80 standings points. The Admirals have 74. Newfoundland has 62 standings points through 60 games in the regular season. There's a really interesting battle for the 4th playoff spot, as Maine is in 4th place right now with 59 points. Worcester and Trois-Rivières, as well as Reading, each have 57 standings points. So it's a very evenly packed North Division. And so obviously every game is going to be critical for the Admirals. It's not like, they've got a little bit of margin of error with a 12-point lead over Newfoundland for second place. And that's certainly critical because being in second place, or even if it's just the top 2 spots in the division, you clinch home ice advantage through the first round. I've seen some misconceptions as to how you make the playoffs in this league. It's not top 6. It's not top 8 teams in the conference, the Eastern and Western conferences. It's the top 4 teams in each division that make the playoffs. And so it looks like Norfolk is comfortably in the postseason. It looks like Florida and Orlando are certainly battling for a playoff spot over in the South. When we come back, we'll talk about the Mountain Division standings and where the Grizzlies sit right now. And we'll also go over some scores from around the world of sports. Once again, through 1 period, it's the Grizzlies 1 and the Admirals 1. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. First intermission, I'm Tyson Whiting. We're tied at 1 between the Grizzlies and the Admirals. 2 games in the NHL tonight. Halfway through the second period, Washington leads Calgary 3-0. And beginning in a few minutes at 8 o'clock, Buffalo is at Seattle. One big news in Major League Baseball as 2-time Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell signs a 2-year, $62 million contract with the San Francisco Giants. So Snell, who played with San Diego most recently, stays in the NL West as he is now a member of the San Francisco Giants. In the first period here, Norfolk had 7 scoring chances among their 18 shots. And for the Grizzlies, they had 8 shots in the first period, and 3 were considered scoring chances. Norfolk won the faceoff battle 12-10 in the first period. Norfolk had 4 power play shots. They had 3 power plays in the first period. They had 4 shots. The Grizzlies had 1 power play. They scored with Brett Stapley 2:38 in, and they had 2 power play shots. Grizzlies had 1 shorthanded shot in the first period. Utah delivered 12 hits, and the Admirals had 6. Grizz had 5 giveaways, and the Admirals had 6 giveaways in the first period. One NBA score at the half. The Jazz lead Minnesota 59-53. That game played at Delta Center. Jazz are 29-38 on the year. Minnesota is one of the best teams in the NBA. They are 46-21. When we come back, we'll have second period action here at Maverik Center as we're tied at 1. This has been the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your adventure.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value. So get more and get it today.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Center Kia, Salt Lake.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. We're tied at 1 heading into the second period. The 12 games left in the regular season, 11 after tonight. Every game is critical for both the Grizzlies and the Admirals. For the Grizz, they begin a 3-game road trip this Friday at 7:05 at the Monument as they take on the Rapid City Rush. Saturday is also going to be a 7:05 start, and Sunday over at the Monument is going to be at 4:05. It's the only time the Grizzlies will be in Rapid City during the regular season. For the 3-game set, Utah is 4-1-1 against Rapid City this year. The Grizz will start the second period with the same 5 that started the game. Cutler, Stapley, and Berg with Mayhew and Wesley up top. Stapley will take the face-off. For the Admirals, Timo Feyev will be in the left wing. Smirnoff will take the face-off, and Danny Kadek is out there. Louis Jean and Connor Fedoruk. So the same 5 that started for the Admirals are out there to start the second period. 20 minutes are put on the Maverik Center scoreboard clock. And the draw won by the Grizzlies. Josh Wesley near side gets the center ice, and he'll throw it in. As puck is pushed along the near glass. As the Admirals clearing out the center ice far side. Kadek will one-hand it in. He gets cut off by Mayhew. As the puck bounces and flies in the air, and Cranley's able to gather it. As the puck bounced off the stick and flew towards Cranley, who just gobbled it around the Grizzlies logo. As we get our first whistle, 18 seconds into the second period. I know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing the Grizzlies here tonight. Smirnoff will take the face-off. He was actually in training camp with the Grizzlies before the 2020-21 season. As a draw won by Norfolk, he rolls along the boards. Kadek feeds it out in front. It glanced off a stick, flies towards the right wing. Fedoruk with a lefty shot that's wide. Cutler gallops after it near side and gets it to Stapley. 3-on-2. Stapley crosses center ice, gets over the line, flubs it towards Berg. Right side shot hits the post, and it bounces off of Mayhew and in the back of the net. And the Grizzlies are taking a 2-1 lead. As Berg took a shot, it hit off the near post, and it bounced off the waist of Kyle Mayhew, and Mayhew gets his 12th of the year. Remember, the Grizzlies had a goal disallowed in the first period when Messner kicked it in shorthanded. Lindner looking it over. And I think the Admirals wanted to take a look at this one as Berg took the shot, hit off the post. It bounced off Mayhew around the Grizzlies logo at the front of his jersey and into the back of the net. So it looks like it's going to count as it's now 2-1. As Lindner points to center ice, and he says that they are going to video replay, and they're going to check it over. Mayhew scored 36 seconds into the second period with Stapley and Berg getting assists. And that would mean a multiple-point game for Brett Stapley, but they're going to look it over. It was too high for it to be kicked in, as puck just kind of bounced around Mayhew's stomach after Berg hit the post, and Mayhew was cutting towards the net looking for a rebound. Two years ago, Luke Martin made the all-rookie team as a member of the Grizzlies defensively, and I got to imagine Kyle Mayhew is going to be on the all-rookie team here this season. And with a good final stretch here, he could end up being a candidate for the all-league team, period. I know they normally just go with whoever has the most points. Jalen Smerrick of Cincinnati and a couple other defensemen are up there in points. Lindner puts down the tablet. Let's see what his call is. And he signals a good goal. It's 2-1 Grizzlies. There really was nothing there on the replay to state otherwise. Jeff Carr looking up at the video board wanting to see an extra replay, even though it looked like it's a good call. As it hit off the post, and then Mayhew looked like a stick was there as well. Looked like the puck on that replay bounced off a stick and not necessarily Mayhew's body. As maybe they can't look to see if it was played with a high stick. That's not reviewable, as we've known from previous experience. Action deep in the Grizzlies zone. Cranley looks over his right shoulder as Manning and Stucker battles with Florent and Jamison. Jamison throws to the far corner and chases after. Bocage gallops after there as well. As the race continues, now there's a scrum along the far side. Bocage comes out of the pile with the puck. He gets to Stapley, who skates around Cranley's net. As Stucker leads it towards Manning. Icing is called as Manning racing over there to negate the icing as the initial pass was wide of the mark. Stucker was looking for Manning around center ice. 18:51 left in the second. As Grizzlies have the lone shot here in the second period, and it was Kyle Mayhew who scored his 12th of the year, 36 seconds in, with Stapley and Burr getting the assists. Brandon Osmondson, he's been a good story for the Admirals this season, mostly because he's a local guy. Grew up going to Admirals games, and now he gets in and gets paid to go to Admirals games. It's draw one by the Grizzlies. Turnover shot saved by Cranley. Everybody hacking in the crease. And it looks like Cranley is covered up as Nault ended up with a wide open look about 10 feet in front of the crease, fired away. Cranley bobbled it for a second, and before you knew it, there was about 7 bodies in the crease. Cranley had covered up. 18:43 left in the second, and Cranley's played a pretty good series for the Grizz. As Cranley kicked it away, it bounced off a Stucker back to Cranley, and then everybody hacking away. Lewinsky in the area. Great job by Quinn Wickers to box out Lewinsky to make sure Lewinsky didn't get at Cranley. Draws give me the near circle as we're early on here in the second period. Last of a 3-game series. Last time these teams will meet during the regular season. And 4th meeting all time. Draw one by the Admirals. Musser will bounce it to the near corner. Lewinsky lets it go behind the net for Nault. Nault dances around now. He skates towards the far corner and drops it off as the Admirals skate towards the near side. As McDougal pivots, skates back towards the far circle. Now he takes a righty shot. Saved by Cranley. Rebound. Norfolk, Cameron Nault skates towards the near side. Moves it across. Odmondson couldn't reach it. Now McDougal back to Odmondson in the right point. They'll roll it along the boards. Nault, far side. Flubs it in front looking for Lewinsky. Tapped off a stick. Wesley rolls it along the near boards. Puck goes back to neutralize. McDougal fires it in. It glanced off of Wesley's stick about waist high. Wesley gathers it. Tosses it ahead. As bounced off a Musser stick. Arm is raised by the linesman. No icing as the Grizzlies make a full line change 2 minutes into the second. As Smirnoff gets pushed by Neal. Smirnoff one-hands it off of Messner. Messner gets pushed by Timofeyev. No penalty. Timofeyev's got great speed across the center ice. Drops it for Kanek, left side. Kanek over the line. Fires towards the net. He bounces off of Bocage. Neal gets in the far circle. Neal gets pushed by Timofeyev as the stick goes laying towards the right point and spinning around. As Admirals get across the Sargent's left side. Shot goes wide as he had a good lefty attempt. Kanek will bounce it towards Jean as the puck flubs towards the far corner. John across, backhand shot saved. Kanek hacking away. Kanek falls down, fires towards the net. Kick saved by Cranley. Bocage fires out the far boards and hustles after it. Bocage gets the center ice. He gets hit by Sargis and taken off the play. As long range pass, John connects to Smirnoff. Smirnoff feeds ahead to Carano, take a shot and lifts it out off the glass as he tried to roof it over Cranley. Now they go to Sargis, left side shot kick saved by Cranley. As Grizzlies lead it towards Cutler. Cutler gets around Jean. Now Cutler's got a breakaway. Skates towards the far circle. Backhand shot. Score! Brandon Cutler scores! He gets his 30th of the year. And the Grizzlies have taken a 3-1 lead. What a great move by Brandon Cutler. Boy, he electrifies this Maverik Center crowd once again. As Cutler high-fives everybody on the Grizzlies bench. What a goal by Brandon Cutler. His hustle at neutral ice, just kind of nudging it ahead, getting around Jean. And then he skated towards the far side. Sargis slashed him. And then Cutler with a backhand shot. You know what? If it crossed the goal line, it didn't cross the goal line by much. As it bounced off the near post. I think if you're the Admirals, you have to argue whether the puck crossed the goal line or not. And with that, we got a goaltender change as Salmonen is coming off. And Yanni Peretz will replace Salmonen. A goaltender change here with the Admirals. The Grizzlies have 3 goals on 10 shots. Cutler with the goal and Brett Stapley with his second assist of the second period. So Brett Stapley now has 1 goal and 2 assists on the night. From my memory, I think the last time the Grizzlies had a 30-goal scorer was Caleb Herbert in the 2018-2019 season. If I remember right, Dastu led the club 2 years ago in goals, but he only had like 27 or 28. So Cutler gets his 30th goal, and from my memory, it's the first time since 2019 with Caleb Herbert, where the Grizzlies had a 30-goal scorer. As Grizz win the draw, skating from left to right. Stucker, left wing pass to Manning connects. Manning skates towards the far corner. He stops on a dime. He gets held up along the boards, trying to get the Bocage. Norfolk clears it out. And it looks like it's going to be icing on the Admirals as the arm is raised by both linesmen, Tyler Keston and Craig Peterson. Straw's going to come back towards Yanni Peretz, who replaces Salmonen. Salmonen stopped only 7 of 8. Perret's on the season has a record of 13-11-2 with one shutout and a 3.34 goals against average. Perret's, who won a national championship at Quinnipiac last year, has an .877 save percentage this season. Draws in the far circle. Utah leads 3-1. Admirals get it to the near side for Cron. He'll shuffle out to center ice. Cron will move it to his right as the Admirals skeet towards the far circle. Righty shot gets blocked. That was taken by Jamison, who's somewhere around 6'2", maybe closer to 6 feet and 200 pounds. Manning gets pushed along the near side. Jamison trying to hack it away. Jamison gets pushed in the back by Stucker. Puck goes behind Utah's net. Wickers moves it ahead. Gallant chasing after it one-on-one. He gets the puck, but Florent cuts in front of him and takes the puck away. Bocage delivers a hit on Florent as Florent throws to the left side. As Jamison steps over the line, fakes it to Nault. Jamison tries to center to bounce up to Stucker's ankle. Stucker gets the bouncing puck in the near corner and skates around Cranley's net. He gets that to Penner. Taps it off the far boards to Bocage. Rink wide pass connects to Fitz. Tape to tape. Fitz stops in the right point. Throws to Penner. Penner's in the right circle. As he dances around, gets to Fitz right point. Righty shot goes wide. As puck to the left side. Aragon will tap it off. A Musser stick puck flies in the air at Aragon's ankle. He'll direct it to Fitz behind the net. Fitz gets it back towards Aragon. Actually, Fitz keeps it. Fakes it to Aragon. Skates towards the near side. He'll lay it for Wesley in the near corner. Wesley fires a sharp angled shot that bounces off of Musser, gathers it. Musser displaying good hands behind the net. He gets back checked by Aragon. Now Aragon and Musser collide. Puck along the near side. Norfolk will bounce it off Aragon. Fitz trying to locate it. Cameron Nault in the area. Nault will carry it out to center ice. Nault crosses the center red line. Right wing pass connects. Osmondson, right side, tries to center it. It bounced off a Mayhew skate. A Mayhew stick. Now far side. Admirals will bounce it over. Left side, Sargis fires a shot and lifts it off of Fitz's stick and it flies out of play. 14:56 left in the second as Utah leads 3-1. So it's been the usual suspects for the Grizzlies. Brett Stapley with 1 goal and 2 assists. Brandon Cutler's contributed here tonight with a goal. Kyle Mayhew's really made his contribution as well with a second period goal. Mayhew scored 36 seconds in with Stapley and Berg getting the assist. And then Cutler's goal to make it 3-1 was scored 3:07 in with Stapley getting the assist. Draws in the near circle, the Grizzlies zone. It's won by the Admirals. Sargis takes a shot and he scores. Looks like Garrett Sargis, the former Grizzly, gets his 8th in an Admirals uniform. Did it get redirected? Sargis right now talking it over with everybody else. And Sargis now realizes he's the one that scored. Normally a forward, he's acting as a defenseman tonight. Sargis, who had 3 goals for the Grizzlies 2 years ago, gets the Admirals' second goal of the night. Sargis kind of skated towards the circle, took a shot. Lewinsky was in the area, and it didn't look like Lewinsky got a piece of it. Just cleanly got past Cranley. So it's the Grizzlies 3 and the Admirals 2, 14:50 and counting left in the second. Grizzlies win the draw. Rink wide pass connects to Cutler, who pushes to Stapley. Stapley right side steps over the line. He gets hit by Lewinsky. Stapley centers to Berg. It tapped off his stick and rolls towards the near corner. Now near circle, John battles with Cutler. John with the puck as he's held up by Berg. Now the puck will bounce past Tyler Keston out to center ice. As Stucker will get it out to Cutler. Cutler dances around, now moves it to Wickers on the left side. Wickers across to Stapley, who gathers the bouncing puck with great hands. Ahead to Cutler, who steps over the line, but Berg entered before the puck. And offside is the Grizzlies with 14:18 left in the third. It's quite the club Brandon Cutler joins, the 30-goal club. I'm trying to remember if there was a player before Caleb Herbert that got to the 30-goal club, and I can't recall one. I don't think there was a 30-goal scorer last year. I know that Taryn Pfizer came pretty close, as well as Cameron Wright. Draws the neutral ice, and it's won by the Admirals. As Brandon Fade at neutral ice dances around, now he pivots and feeds it back to Fedoruk on the near side. As Fedoruk gets it ahead. Admirals step over the line. Karan left side, lefty shot, saved by Cranley, and he holds on. Cameron Wright was the Grizzlies' leading goal scorer last year. He had 29 goals in 64 games. This season, he has 10 goals and 9 assists in 36 AHL games with Bakersfield. So Cameron Wright doing some good things in the AHL this season. Brandon Cutler's got AHL experience with 4 different clubs. There's no 30-goal scorer last season. And so I think you do have to go back to the 2018-2019 season. It's possible. I've forgotten just about everything about that 2020-21 year. It's possible that there was a 30-goal scorer there. We'll obviously do some research on it. As Grizzlies win the draw, Aragon gets the center ice, throws it to Fedoruk, who pushes ahead. It bounced off of Neal, who gathers it. Neal skates down the middle. He'll drop it off for Messner. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Peretz. He holds on. 13:52 left in the second. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Admirals 2. A lot of action here early on in the first segment of the second period. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. There's 13:52 left in the first period as Utah leads 3-2. The score was tied to 1 after 1 period. Kyle Mayhew scored his 12th of the season, 36 seconds in. And then about 3 minutes later, or 2.5 minutes later, more like, Brandon Cutler scored his 30th of the season. And with that, Cutler becomes the first 30-goal scorer for the Grizzlies since the 2018-2019 season, when Caleb Herbert scored 32 goals in 60 games. Herbert ended up that season with 71 points. As draw one by the Grizzlies, they're in the offensive zone. Right point, Wesley, righty shot. A save by Pretz as he just gathered it in the breadbasket and holds on. Pretz has got an NHL contract with the Carolina Hurricanes. He is 24 years old, a native of Montreal, 6'1", 185 pounds. Luke Manning will take the draw. It's his third game as a pro. Manning played at the University of St. Thomas over the last 4 years. Manning crouches down low. He's out there with Bocage and Gallant. Mayhew and Wesley up top. Face-off won by Norfolk as Musser will saucer it as the puck sails all the way into the Grizzlies zone. No icing as Mayhew gets it across to Wesley, who will tap it off the near glass. Manning gathers it center ice, across the red. Trying to get the Bocage, who couldn't reach it. McDougal throws it back to center ice. Mayhew over to Wesley. He's on the right side. He'll get to center ice, and he'll tap it in. It bounced off a stanchion towards the far side. Long-range pass. Bounces off Montgomery's stick. Wesley rolls it towards Cranley, who feeds it to the far side. Pass goes wide of the mark. Oddmanson gets it up top. Now back to Osmundson, as he's got McDougal. One-timer saved by Cranley. As he holds on as McDougal fired a one-timer from the high slot. McDougal has 3 goals and 15 assists in 52 games. So both teams will change up skaters here. Third game in 3 days with the Grizzlies having a 1-goal lead. You wonder if fatigue's going to start to settle in as the game progresses. Tyler Penner will take the draw. The Grizzlies Iron Man. Today is consecutive game number 205 and 229 if you count the playoffs. Smirnoff takes it for Norfolk. Draw one by Penner. Stucker skates towards the near side. He'll bounce it off of John Linder, the referee. Now the puck squirts out to center ice. Louis Jean and Smirnoff almost in sync. Skate into the Admiral zone, and icing is on the Grizzlies. Boy, Jean and Smirnoff, they were skating side by side, almost in sync like they were synchronized swimmers. Skating after the puck that turned into icing on the Grizzlies with 12:59 left in the second. Norfolk has a big shot advantage, 25-12, including a 7-4 edge here in the second period, but it's the Grizzlies that have a 3-2 lead. Draw one by Utah. Stucker skates towards the near goal line. He'll bank it off the wall. Penner ahead to Fitz, as Fitz has a glance off his stick. Louis Jean chasing after it. No icing, and Jean over in the near corner. He gets hit by Aragon and spun around. Jean now in his keister. Aragon and Fitz trying to hack it away. Jean has the puck pinned with his skate along the boards. As puck squirts towards the far side, Wickers gathers it. The former Rapid City Rush skater, third-year pro, kicks the Fitz far side. Now it's taken by Kadek off a stick of Wickers. Now behind the net. Aragon trying to get Wickers. It goes to Smirnov. Penner fires towards the net from out in front, and it goes wide. As Timofeyev gets pushed by Fitz. Wickers nudges ahead. Sargis will saucer it out to center ice. Sargis picked up his 8th goal in an Admirals uniform, 5:09 in. John from neutral ice lofts it onto Cranley, who kicks it to the near corner. Wickers rolls it along. Berg gets a good side check from Jamison. Now Stucker gets across to Wickers. Wickers at the Utah goal line will lead it to Stapley. Stapley across center ice will drag the puck towards the offensive line, get it to Fitz. Grizzlies enter. Wesley will flub it towards the net as the puck skips towards the near corner. Sargis, defenseman today, gets pushed by Berg. Stapley gets the puck. He's already got a 3-point game tonight and 16 multiple-point games this season. He'll skate towards the far corner. Stapley loses it as Brady Florent will saucer it airborne. It goes to Cron, who gathers it along the near side. Cron, near circle, centers it out in front to Jamison. Pass goes wide. Cron gets his own pass to the far side. Centers to Florent, who bobbles it, takes a shot, saved by Cranley. And Will holds on with 11:28 left in the second. Boy, 2 centering passes by Thomas Cron just couldn't quite thread the needle and lead to a good scoring chance for the Admirals. So draws give me the Grizzlies zone. A lot of connections on both sides. We had mentioned earlier in the game about Grizzlies assistant coach Christian Horn, who spent 73 games in an Admirals jersey. And obviously, Joel Rumpel, one of the Admirals assistant coaches, was a goaltender for the Grizzlies in the second half of the 2017-2018 season. Draw will happen over again as Brett Stapley will take it. Grizzlies looking for a 3-game sweep, and for the Admirals, they're just trying to split the series in terms of standings points. They've got 1 out of a possible 4 here so far. So Stapley crouches down low. Sean Montgomery takes a draw, wins it right side. Lefty shot is blocked away. That was taken by Lewiski. Now Nault fires towards the net. It's kicked away by Cranley. Puck still alive. Wesley boxes out Norfolk. The net gets dislodged. Lewiski and Mayhew push each other after the whistle as there's 11:20 left in the second period. As John Linder directs traffic and he tries to separate everybody. Now both teams will cease and desist as the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone over in the near circle as they put the net back in place. Actually, it looks like the draw is going to come back to neutral ice near the Norfolk bench. So it's going to be a neutral zone draw. Montgomery will take the draw against Brett Stapley. Earlier in the second period, Brandon Cutler became Utah's first 30-goal scorer since Caleb Herbert scored 32 in the 2018-2019 season. Herbert, a good friend of Christian Horn, both guys Minnesota natives. Stapley crosses center ice and gets tripped up. Musser touches it up, and the Grizzlies are going to get their second power play of the game. Cameron Nault can't believe it as he shakes his head back and forth, but he gets 2 minutes for tripping with 11:12 left in the second. So Grizzlies power play will go to work. Watch out for Kyle Mayhew. He's got 13 power play assists this year. And Josh Wesley leads all league defensemen with 7 power play goals. As Lewiski and Wesley have some words for each other. And Lewiski will skeet towards the bench. Stapley and Cutler talking things over. Dylan Fitz is out there with Mayhew and Wesley. And it's now Cutler talking with Wesley. As they're going to be working on a play. Grizzlies' power play has been pretty good as of late. They had 3 power play goals late in Saturday's game. They were 0 for 7 on Sunday, though. So the power play trying to get back to work there. 1 for 1 here tonight. Grizz are 19.4% on the power play this season. Norfolk's the top 10 penalty kill unit. Admirals win the draw as they lead it out to center ice. Admirals will drag it into the zone left side. Timofeyev surrounded by 4 Grizzlies. Eventually, Stapley took it away and got it to Cutler. Cutler crosses center ice, steps over the line left side. Skates towards the far circle, and he'll wrap it around the wall. Puck goes to the right side for Wesley, who dances around. Now I'll move it to the far side as it ricochets off the wall for Stapley, who gets double-teamed. He'll push it up top to Mayhew. Mayhew skates towards the far circle. He directs it to Stapley. Stapley gets it back up top to Wesley. Wesley glides it towards Mayhew across the Cutler. One-timer kick saved by Peretz. As the Admirals throw it to the right side, Wesley keeps it in. Over to Mayhew in the high slot, back to Wesley. He'll direct it back to Mayhew. Mayhew guides it towards Fitz. It goes between his legs. Cutler skates towards the point, but it's poked by Jamison out to center ice. Cutler back in his blue line, pivots, and he'll skate up ice, north-south. Right wing now, he veers off to the left. He gets it taken away. Florent crosses center ice. Puck bobbles off his stick. Louis Jean will fire it in deep to the Grizzlies zone as he comes off after a shift. About 50 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play, and we're halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. The Grizzlies lead 3-2. It's been the Brett Stapley Show with 1 goal and 2 assists. Kyle Mayhew and Brandon Cutler have second period goals. Stapley right side gets the Bocage down the middle. Bocage with a righty shot, saved by Peretz. Puck up to the opposite in the near circle. Manning feeds it up top to Stucker. Stucker surveys. Now he gets it back to Bocage. Back to Stucker over to Bocage. One-timer saved by Peretz. Rebound goes towards the far side. Musser one-hands as the puck wobbles towards the blue line. It's kept in. Bocage delivers a hit on Musser, leapt in the air. Peretz feeds it to the far corner. Grizzlies get it. Stucker had to bounce off his stick. Musser will feed it into the Grizzlies zone. Norfolk makes a line change, less than 10 seconds left in the power play. Stucker gets the center ice. He'll move it to his left for Manning, who collects it. He'll stop in the point. As coming out of the box is Cameron Nault. Stucker stops at the far goal line, gets up top to go up. Right point. Now to the left side for Bocage to take a righty shot, and it's blocked by Fedoruk. Norfolk's got numbers, 3-on-1, right side. They drop it off. Shot and a scores. Is Fedoruk has tied it up. Connor Fedoruk. It turned into a 4-on-1 by the time the play was over, and it's a brand new hockey game as we're tied at 3. Norfolk could have done just about anything they wanted on the play. Nault was in the far circle, centered it to a cutting trailer, and Connor Fedoruk, and Fedoruk put it away to tie it up at 3. For Connor Fedoruk, it's his 3rd goal of the year. So it's the Grizzlies 3 and the Admirals 3 with 8:58 left in the second. Fedoruk gets the goal, his 3rd of the year, and Cameron Nault gets his 4th assist of the season. And the goal came 11:02 into the second period. Grizzlies win the draw, and Wickers will scoop it in as the Admirals skating from right to left here in the second period. As Cameron Nault, who picked up the assist to tie it up. He battles with Max Neal. Neal holds up Nault along the wall as the Admirals clear it out to center as the puck saucers and hops towards Semick. Semick will move it ahead as it goes to center ice, taken away by Smirnov. Brandon faded, new tries, left wing pass, skips towards Timofeyev, who steps over the line. He stops along the near boards. He gets pushed by Penner and gets divorced from the puck. Aragon ahead to Wickers. He's at the Utah blue line. He gets to center ice, left wing, and he'll wrap it around the boards as Wickers got hit pretty hard by Sargis. Peretz throws it to the far side. It's taken by Cameron Nault. He gets chased by Aragon, who hits Nault, but Nault moves it ahead. Sargis left side, takes a lefty shot, saved by Cranley. Now Sargis gets it back. Tried to center it to Jamison and bounced off of Neal. Now it goes to this high slot. John, lefty shot, saved by Cranley. Rebound goes to the far side as Adam Berg gets held up from behind by Nault. Puck goes to center ice, but the Admirals get it back. Sargis over to John. Left side, shot is blocked away by Cranley. As Josh Wesley near side will lift it high into the air. It's gloved at center ice and pushed towards Berg. Berg right side steps over the line wearing number 14. He stops in the corner. He gets blasted by Louis Jean. But Berg strong with the puck. 2-on-2 battle. Stapley over with Musser. Now Berg gets it back. He'll drop it for Stapley. It gets held up by Musser. Stapley over in the near corner, strong with it. As he'll skate towards the right point. Now Stapley, he shields Musser away from the puck. Stapley throws to the right side. Great play by Brett Stapley, just kind of holding on to the puck in traffic. Berg, right side, fires towards the net. And saved by Peretz. Boy, Berg almost went 5-hole under Peretz, but the Carolina Hurricanes contracted goalie is able to make the stop. So we're tied at 3. Both teams have 2 goals here in the second period. Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the frame. Kyle Mayhew 36 seconds in, and then 3:07 in. It was Brandon Cutler. But the Admirals have responded with 2 unanswered. Both of them on even strength goals. Garrett Sargis 5:09 in, and Connor Fedoruk 11:02 in. Draws give me the near circle of the Admiral zone. Norfolk has outshot Utah 30-16. As a draw won by Utah, as Wesley gets it to Cutler. Cutler right side over to Stapley. Stapley skates towards the far corner after it. He gets pushed by Osmundson as Berg gets hit in the side by Fedoruk. Osmundson trying to hack it away as puck is pinned along the boards towards the far side. Everybody surveying. 6:50 and counting left in the second. Puck lifts out to center ice and it skips towards the Utah line. Wesley hustles after it. He'll bank it off the near boards. Cutler moves it ahead, and now it's taken at center ice by the Admirals. The Whiskey will whip it around the boards. Far side, Admirals skate around Cranley's net towards the near side. Montgomery feeds it out in front. Pass goes wide of the mark looking for Lewinsky. Fed rolls it along the wall as Now the puck rolls back towards the far side as the Admirals, Mark Lewinsky chips to the far corner. Stapley throws it back to Lewinsky, who battles with Mayhew. It's the Admirals right side across towards McDougal. Will take a righty shot, and it goes wide on a one-timer from the left point. As puck bobbles off of Lewinsky's stick, Wesley gets it to Bocage near the Admirals bench. Bocage lifts it. Cutler chases after it. He gets it in the near corner. Cutler loses his balance and falls down. As the Admirals out to center ice to Florent. He moves it across to Cron. He'll have a tap off his stick, and he chases after it over in the far corner. Cron gets pinned by Stucker. Neal over there. Wecker surveying as well as Bocage. As there's a scrum over in the far corner deep in the Grizzly zone with 5:45 left in the second. Norfolk will wrap it around the near wall. McDougal couldn't keep it in as it goes all the way into the Admirals zone. Grizzlies skating from left to right here in the period as Cutler and Bocage leave. Luke Martin on the ice with Gallant and Mick Messner. As the Admirals deep in their own zone get to Sargis, who's on the near side. Sargis lumbers to neutral ice, so move it to his right for Smirnoff, who flips it in. As the puck wobbles on its side, now it settles behind Utah's net as Messner, far side, whip it back. Wickers, Sargis keeps it in left point. He'll bounce it off of Wickers. Manning drops it for Gallant. It's taken away by Sargis on a good play. Over to Caddick, left wing. Caddick skates towards the circle, bouncing off of Stucker. Caddick gets it back. He skates around Utah's net. Caddick now in the far circle. He'll drop it off as the Admirals dance around the far goal line. They feed it out in front to Caddick, cutting, but he misses. Now Sargis left side shot, saved by Cranley in the butterfly position. Puck to the far side. Manning in the area. He gets pushed by Smirnoff. Admirals in control of the puck. Up top, Louis Jean, high slot. Gets it to his right. Admirals have a bounce off a stick. As Messner skates over there, he'll get it across. Wickers throws it to center ice. Gallant gets it one-on-one with Louis Jean. He's on the left side. Gallant around the net. Stops on a dime in the far goal line. Looks to center to bounce off the stick of Garrett Sargis, who's played a great second period. Smirnoff over there. Gallant falls down. No call. As behind the net, it's Dennis Smirnoff. 4:18 and counting left in the second. Smirnoff will tap it off the near boards to Jean. He leads it to center ice for Florent. Florent, long-range pass, goes between Mayhew's legs. It's the Admirals kicking out in front to Florent, who bats it about chest high, and it goes wide. The net gets dislodged on Cranley's side with 4:04 left in the second. That's anybody's game. We're tied at 3 with 4:04 left in the second period. Grizzlies scored early in the second frame with 2 goals. Norfolk has responded with 2 unanswered. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
The #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Center Kia, Salt Lake.
Tied at 3 with 4:04 left in the second period. Here in the third and final game of the set for the Grizzlies. It's the last game of the homestand. Remember, in the 3-game series last week against Rapid City, Utah got 3 out of 6 standings points with a 1-1-1 record. Utah won each of the first 2 games of this set. On Saturday night, it was the Military Night Miracle as Utah trailed 4-1 and scored 3 goals within a 68-second stretch to tie it up at 4, and then Josh Wesley won in overtime. Yesterday, it was a workmanlike performance. The Grizzlies won 5-2 behind 2 Dylan Fitz goals. Today, it's anybody's game, tied at 3. Admirals have just about doubled up the Grizzlies on shots, 31-16. Grizzlies win the draw as Wesley will fire it off the far glass. Thomas Cron trying to keep it in, didn't. Penner talks with Cron as Cron fired away onto Cranley, who snatched it out of the air about shoulder high. As Cron looks on, he's got an AHL contract with the Manitoba Moose. So Draw's going to be at neutralized. Grizzlies will switch up and get Cutler, Stapley, and Berg on the ice, along with Wesley and Mayhew. I got to wonder, Wesley and Mayhew, they play about 30 minutes a game, and they've really been instrumental to the Grizzlies' success. Whatever success they've had this year, Wesley and Mayhew have really been in the middle of it all year. Off the draw, Grizzlies win it. Stapley gets it ahead to Berg. Stapley took a spill at neutral ice. No call. Thomas Cron near side will move it to his right. Jamison enters the zone as he bobbled the puck, but he keeps it. He'll skate towards the far corner. He gets hit by Mayhew. Those guys were teammates during the playoff run last year. Jamison has a wobble off his stick. He'll hustle after it along the near side. Jamison gets it across as Musser, high slot, lefty shot. Saved by Cranley as looked like a couple Admirals were over there trying to redirect it. Jamison pushes Stapley as Stapley delivered a shot on Brady Florent in the slot. As Florent looked like he was shaking back and forth. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone with 3:27 left in the second. Well, it feels like it's going to be another interesting finish here to this one. Grizzlies haven't played too many Monday games. It's the third Monday this year. The Grizzlies are 0-2 on Mondays this season. Third game in 3 days. Fatigue's probably going to play a factor as the game progresses. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Quinn Wickers ahead towards Aragon. He has a tap off his glove. The Admirals keep it in. Montgomery tosses ahead. Zwolicki falls down. It's going to be a penalty on Wickers as Penner touches it up. Quinn Wickers puts his left palm in the air. He doesn't know why as Zwolicki hit the ice. Wickers can't believe it. He's going to serve 2 minutes in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. For Wickers, it's penalty minutes 25 and 26 on the season. As the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Admirals are 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Grizzlies 1 for 2. As the referees in attendance saw the replay, and they're not sure that Norfolk should have a power play. It looked like a decent call, though. Whiskey fell down. Tripping's the call, 16:44 into the second. Smirnoff will take the draw for the Admirals. And for the Grizzlies, it's Gallant. Draw one by Norfolk. High slot, Timofeyev. Shot goes wide on a classic slap shot. Messner clears it all the way out. Peretz, who replaced Salmonen when Utah's Brandon Cutler scored 3 minutes into the second period. He's in there. He stopped everyone that he's seen so far. As John crosses center ice. Peretz has seen 6 shots here so far as Canets over to Jean near goal line. He'll tap it off a Grizzly stick. Puck flips towards the far corner. Bouncing puck is gathered by the Grizzlies. Gallant clears it out. Peretz races towards the far corner. He'll drop it for Timofeyev, who's being chased by Messner. Over to Jean along the near side. Jean hustling after it. Messner holds it up. Messner's got 3 shorthanded goals this season. Canuck skates along the left wing. He'll get ahead to Smirnoff, who steps over the line and veers off to the right point. Now Smirnoff will skate towards the far corner. He stops and feeds it up top. As now it goes to Jean, left point. Jean skate towards the near corner. He'll toss it up top as Timofeyev fires a lefty shot. And it's blocked away in the slot by Penner. As puck goes over to Wesley, who skates around Cranley's net. As Wesley stops and watches time run out. 47 seconds left in the Admirals power play. 2 minutes and counting left in the second. Wesley moves it up ice. Left wing towards Manning. Manning over towards Wesley, cutting towards the middle. But a great stick check by Connor Fedoruk to poke it away. As Fedoruk down the middle. Moves it to the left side for Nald, who crosses center ice. Now Nald over the line, left side. Let's skate towards the goal line. Sharp angled shot. It's the side of the net. Nald gets it back. He'll feed it to the right side. Now across to Fedoruk. He's got a goal tonight. He throws it towards the middle. Taps off a Jamison stick onto Cranley, who kicks it away. Puck in the near corner. Montgomery gets pushed by Semick. Now Jamison gets up top to Fedoruk. Now across to the right side as the Admirals take a right wing lefty shot. And it's kicked off a stick and goes out of play. Shot was taken by Thomas Caron, who's been very active. He's been one of the more active forwards for the Admirals here tonight as the puck goes into the front row over in the Grizzlies zone. 1:21 is left in the second period. We're still tied at 3. There's 5 seconds left in the Admirals power play before Quinn Wickers comes out of the box. After tonight, the Grizzlies will have 6 home games left in the regular season. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. Grizzlies win the face-off, and they'll sell it all the way out. Grizzlies back at full strength as Wickers will join the play. As the Admirals back in their own zone have it. They skate from right to left. Left wing pass to Zwolicki connects. He'll get to center ice, and they'll lift it in. Cranley gets it about shoulder high, and he'll hold on as he couldn't figure out where to throw the puck. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone with an even 1 minute left in the second period. Grizzlies had 8 shots in the first period, and they have 8 here in the second. Admirals had 18 shots in the first, and they have 16 here in the second period. Draw goes into the near corner. Sargis shields Stapley from the puck. Sargis lumbers around Utah's net. Centering pass, shot and scores. Mark Lewinsky gets his second of the game and 11th of the year. As Garrett Sargis fed a great pass out in front to Lewinsky, and that's now a 4-3 Norfolk lead. As Mark Lewinsky had mentioned, he's not just a guy that racks up penalty minutes. He's a pretty good player. And what a pass by Garrett Sargis. You're talking about a guy, Sargis just fed it out in front as he threaded the needle. And Sargis, who's got a goal tonight, and he put up the main assist. That's probably the best assist and the best pass anybody's made all game. So Sargis with a great second period. Normally a forward, but he's acting as a defenseman. He was a defenseman about 6 years ago for Jeff Carr in the SPHL's Knoxville Ice Bears. As the puck lifts high into the air, deep in the Grizzlies zone far corner. Grizzlies get it to Berg, who gets hit by Cameron Nault. As a 2-on-2 battle along the far side. Puck kicks to the corner. Nault chases after it. He's being shadowed like a hawk by Mayhew. As Nault around Utah's net pivots, fires a shot. It's sticked away. As Louis Jean gets hit by Wesley. Now behind the net, Norfolk. Cameron Nault feeds it out in front. And on to Cranley. As looking for the shot out in front was Osmondson. He didn't get much on it. And Cranley was able to make the stop with 20 seconds left in the second. The leading goal for Norfolk was scored by Mark Lewinsky, his second of the game and 11th of the year, 1907. And Garrett Sargis got the main assist. They also gave a helper to Brandon Osmondson, who gets his 16th assist of the year. And for Garrett Sargis, it's his fifth assist of the campaign. Jeff Carr, the head coach of the Norfolk Admirals. He used to be the head coach of the Knoxville Ice Bears for a handful of years. In fact, there are 7 former Knoxville Ice Bears on the current Admirals roster. Off the draw, right wing shot kick saved by Cranley. That shot was taken by Timofeyev, who had 7 shots on goal last night. Grizzlies ice the puck as the whistle blows with 11 seconds left in the second period. Ryan Kanaswich and Christian Horn thinking things over. The Grizzlies brain trust. As looks like the Admirals, unless somebody scores here in the final 11 seconds of the second period, it will be a 4-3 Norfolk lead heading into the third. Luke Manning will take the face-off against Dennis Smirnoff. Both guys wear number 8 for their respective clubs. Draw one by the Admirals. Timofeyev feeds it across to Fedorik, who gets it off the near wall. He's in the left point. As he'll move it towards the near corner as the puck hit the ops, and Manning gets it. And that will do it for 2 periods here at Maverik Center. As the score is tied to 1 after 1 period, the Admirals have scored 3 unanswered after Utah scored 2 early in the frame, as Kyle Mayhew scored 36 seconds in. And 2.5 minutes later, as Brandon Cutler getting his 30th of the year, as Cutler becomes the first Grizzly player since Caleb Herbert scored 32 goals for the 2018-2019 Grizzlies. A 3 unanswered by Norfolk, all of them even strength goals, as Garrett Sargis scored 5:09 in. Connor Fedorik scored 11:02 in, and the leading goal for the Admirals is Mark Lewinsky, who gets the second of the game. He also scored late in the first period. He scored 19:07 into the second, with Garrett Sargis and Brandon Osmondson getting the assists. So after 2 periods, it's the Norfolk Admirals 4 and the Utah Grizzlies 3. We'll come back in 2 minutes and recap the first 2 periods of play. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Second intermission here at Maverik Center. The Admirals have scored 3 unanswered to take a 4-2 lead, or 4-3 lead. It's been an interesting game so far. I think we're expecting, I don't know if we're hoping, I think we're expecting a pretty physical game, and I think we've gotten that throughout. I think both teams want to play a disciplined game, as it's a very important one for both teams in the standings. For the Admirals, they're comfortably in second place in the North Division, 12 points ahead of third place Newfoundland. So obviously it's one of those, they're just trying to salvage the third game of the set and regain momentum, as coming into these series they had won 15 of their previous 18 games. Even then, despite the 2 losses here in this series, they've been outstanding over their last 20 games. Well, the Grizzlies scored first tonight. They are 23-1 when scoring first this season. Brett Stapley got an unassisted power play goal, his 19th of the year. The goal was scored 2:38 into the first, and that was 10 seconds into a power play. Admirals later on in the first period connected with the tying goal as Mark Lewiski got his 10th of the year. Jamison and Musser with the assist. Time of goal 17:01 into the first. As the score was tied at 1 after one period, with the Admirals outshooting the Grizzlies 18-8 in the first period. Grizzlies really came out on the hop, and they were on fire there to start the second period. Kyle Mayhew got his 12th of the year, with Berg and Stapley gained the assist. As Berg fired a shot from the right side, it bounced off the post, and then the puck ended up around Mayhew's chest, around the stomach area. And it looked like when we saw an overhead replay that it did glance off a stick before it got to Mayhew, and it ended up in the back of the net to give Utah a 2-1 lead, as the goal was scored 36 seconds into the second. 2.5 minutes later, Brandon Cutler scored his 30th of the year, and he really made a great hustle play along the far side. He got to neutralize, just nudged it ahead, chased after it, got it, veered off to the right a little bit in front of the net, took a backhand shot, and it hit off the near post, and the iron turned out to be kind. I was a little bit surprised they didn't review it, because if it crossed the goal line, it didn't cross the goal line by that much, at least from the view that we saw. So I was surprised they didn't at least take a look at it, and they said it was a clean goal, as Cutler got his 30th of the year, and as we mentioned, maybe 15 times during the broadcast. He's the first Grizzly since Caleb Herbert, who was an outstanding forward for the Grizzlies in the 2018-2019 season. First Grizzly to have 30 or more goals in a season. Last year, Cameron Wright had 29 goals, and doing some research during the second period, I found out he's having an outstanding year with the Bakersfield Condors in the AHL with 10 goals on the season. I don't think that's any surprise to us, considering that Cameron Wright's one of those guys. He is very willing to get into the dirty, greasy goals and those sort of scoring areas. So it's good to see Cameron Wright having some success. And for Brandon Cutler, he's been an Ironman for the Grizzlies after his first 2 seasons as a pro, where he spent a lot of time in the AHL. He spent the second half of the Grizzlies Division Championship season back in 2022 in the SBA, in the AHL with the Abbotsford Canucks, and then he split some time. He was on an ECHL deal last year with the Grizzlies, but he spent time with 3 different AHL clubs. This year he's on a 2-way AHL contract with the Colorado Eagles. So Cutler, when he scored 3:07 into the second, with Stapley getting the assist, that made it a 3-1 game. And Brett Stapley has contributed to all 3 of Utah's goals, as he has 1 goal and 2 assists on the evening. Norfolk cut into the Utah lead, 5:09 in as Garrett Sargis scored his 8th of the year from the left wing. The assist went to Dennis Smirnoff, and that cut into the lead 3-2. Was the score, 5:09 into the second. And Garrett Sargis really had an outstanding second period for the Admirals. Norfolk tied it up, 11:02 in, as Connor Fedoruk got his 3rd of the year. It was pretty odd. It turned out to eventually become like a 4-on-1. Cameron Nault had the puck in the far circle, centered it to a trailing Connor Fedoruk. Fedoruk got it, and he fired it past Cranley. And for Fedoruk, not a guy who scores a ton of goals, just his 3rd of the season, and this is 39th game of the year. He's a +16 for the Admirals this season, and he's even in the plus-minus category tonight. And Fedoruk tied it up 11:02 into the second, with Cameron Nault getting the only assist. Admirals took a 4-3 lead as Mark Lewinsky got his 2nd of the game and 11th of the season, and that play was really made by Garrett Sargis. Lewinsky's going to get the goal, but Sargis skated around Utah's net and just threaded the needle out in front of Lewinsky, who simply put it away. It was a great pass by Garrett Sargis, and Lewinsky with his 2nd of the game and 11th of the year. Sargis and Brandon Osmundson get the assist as the Admirals, with 53 seconds left in the second period, took a 4-3 lead, and that's where we stand right now. Grizzlies have actually won the special teams battle. They are 1 for 2 on the power play and a perfect 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. The Admirals have outshot the Grizzlies 37-16 as Norfolk had 18 shots in the first and 19 in the second. Grizzlies had 8 shots in the first and 8 in the second. There's a 3-way tie for the shot lead for the Grizzlies tonight as Josh Wesley, Andrew Bocage, and Brandon Cutler each have 3 shots. And then 7 other Grizzlies have 1 shot through 2 periods. For the Admirals, Mark Lewinsky leads the way with 6 shots. Cameron Nault, Thomas Caron, no relation to Cody Caron, the Grizzlies forward, and Garrett Sargis each have 5 shots. Sean Montgomery has 4 shots for the Admirals, and Derek Louis-Jean also with 4 for Norfolk in their attempt to salvage the 3rd game of the series. When Cutler scored 3:07 into the second, Oskari Salmonen was pulled from the game. He stopped 7 of 10. Yaniv Peretz played the final 16 minutes and 53 seconds of the second period, and he stopped all 6 shots that he saw. So, you're talking about Peretz doing a pretty good job here in the second period. He struggled a little bit in terms of the save percentage this year as he came into play with just an .877 save percentage. So that's the story through 2 periods. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a 3rd period comeback attempt in them once again. Grizzlies did score first tonight. They are 23-1 when scoring first. And here at home, the Grizzlies are undefeated when scoring first, as they are 14-0 at Maverik Center when they scored the first goal of the game. When we come back, we'll go over some scores from around the league, and we'll also go over some scores from around the world of sports as we're through 2 periods here at Maverik Center, and it's the Grizzlies trailing by 1. It's the Norfolk Admirals 4 and the Utah Grizzlies 3. This is the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Norfolk leads Utah 4-3. 2 NHL games tonight. Washington leads Calgary 4-2. That game with 11 minutes left in the third. After 1 period, a very exciting game over in Seattle as Buffalo leads Seattle by a 3-2 score. One ECHL game tonight. Orlando defeated the two-time defending Kelly Cup champion Florida Everblades 3-1, as Florida and Orlando are battling for that final playoff spot in the South Division. Some shots of the first two, some stats of the first two periods, and I guess the key word would be shots. Norfolk took a ton of them through two periods. Admirals have 37 shots, and according to the off-ice officials, 15 of them were considered to be scoring chances. Of the Grizzlies, 16 shots through two periods, 6 of them are scoring chances. Utah had 12 giveaways through two periods, and that's the same number that the Admirals had, 12 giveaways each. Grizzlies had 17 hits through two periods, and the Admirals have 13. Power play shots, Grizzlies have 5 tonight. The Admirals have 6. It's Norfolk 4, Utah 3. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have third period action here at Maverik Center, as it's a Smith's family night here at Maverik Center, and with every Monday and Wednesday home game for the Grizzlies this year, it is a Smith's family night with 4 tickets and $40 and $10 for each additional ticket after that. Remember, the Grizzlies will be on the road this weekend as they head to the Black Hills to take on the Rapid City Rush. Friday and Saturday night will be 7:05 face-offs, and Sunday will be at 4:05. The Grizzlies will be home for 6 of the final 11 games of the regular season. In particular, 6 of the final 8 will be here at home. We'll come back and have third period action as after 2 periods, Norfolk leads Utah 4-3. This has been the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Smith's always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Smith's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey here on a Monday night. Last of a 3-game series. The Grizz are going for a sweep, and the Admirals are trying to salvage 3 out of 6 standings points in the set. As the draw won by the Grizzlies, Brandon Cutler ended up scoring on Salmonen and turned out to be a pretty clean goal, a cleaner goal than I had originally saw, as I was kind of blocked off by the skate of Salmonen and the body of Salmonen. I thought that it just trickled in, but it got in cleanly to give Utah a 3-1 lead. But Norfolk has scored 3 unanswered as the Admirals have a 4-3 lead. To start the third period, it's going to be Adam Berg, Brett Stapley, and Brandon Cutler. The defensive pairing is Kyle Mayhew and Josh Wesley. For the Admirals, Dennis Smirnoff will take the face-off. He's out there with Danny Kadek and Stepan Timofeyev. The defensive pairing is Derek Louis-Jean and Garrett Sargis, who was outstanding in the second period for the Admirals. Norfolk wins the draw. Sargis will tap it off the far boards. Stapley over to Berg as the Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the third period. Admirals from left to right. Jean flips it into the seats into row 1 of section 113. It tapped off the glass, though, so no delay of game. Stapley will take the draw. He's already got 3 points tonight, 1 goal and 2 assists. meaning he has 63 points on the season. As Stapley will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Jamison missed one game for the Grizzlies last year, and he has missed one game so far for Norfolk this year. Off the draw, Berg goes down. Sarge skates around his net as the Admirals won the face-off. Norfolk gets it to John, who taps it out to center ice. Wesley backpedals into his own zone, gets it to Stapley, who steers it across to Mayhew. They'll feed it out to Wesley down the middle. Wesley steps across center ice, no wobble it in, as Grizzlies make their first line change of the third period. Jamison on the near side will push it across slowly. Jean will gallop after it, and he'll ice the puck. As the arm is raised by Cranley, but it's not by the linesman. Right wing shot is blocked away by Cranley, who was anticipating an icing call. As Gallant crosses center ice with speed right wing, he'll lay it for Bocage. Back towards Gallant. It tapped off his stick onto Peretz, who covers up as we get a whistle with 18:50 left in the third. As Quinn Wicker's talking things over, he was amazed that icing was waved off, and I think Cranley was as well. As Wicker's talking things over with Craig Peterson, one of the two linesmen tonight. Luke Manning will take the draw. He's still looking for his first pro goal, but he's really played well for the Grizzlies this series. He was signed on Saturday, and he's looked good. Draw one by the Admirals. They'll slice it towards Cranley. Lewinsky on hat trick watch with 2 goals tonight. Can't get there as Cranley outlets to center. Bocage over the line, skates towards his left, stops and loses the puck. As it goes out to neutral ice, Stucker gets knocked down by Fedoruk. Wickers will tap it off the end boards. It hits the side of the net and rolls towards the end wall. As Grizzlies make a change, Aragon, Penner, and Fitz are out in the ice. Right wing, Musser throws a blue line pass to Montgomery, who dumps it in. Cranley behind his net gets to the near side for Mayhew. Now to Aragon, who will fire it off the near boards. Fade couldn't handle it. Fitz steps over the line. Centers to Penner, but he gets side-checked by Osmundson. Penner and Osmundson skate along the far corner and battle. Aragon centers to Mayhew. Delayed penalty. It's going to be on the Admirals. Norfolk can't touch it up. Wesley will back it out into his own zone. So he'll drop it for Stapley. Delayed penalty. And the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play once Norfolk touches it up. Stapley over the line. Drops it to Aragon, who trying to get it back to Stapley, who gets knocked down by Fade. And we get a whistle. Hooking's going to be the call. And let's see who goes to the box. 17:46 left here in the third as the Grizzlies trail by 1. 4-3 is the score, and Utah's looking for the tying goal. Let's see who goes in for the Admirals, and it's going to be Brandon Osmundson, who talks with John Lindner. Lindner shakes his head up and down, and Osmundson, very disappointedly, will go to the penalty box. Osmundson, it looks like he's got a case of the Mondays there. Well, don't we all today, as he just looks a little bit disappointedly in the penalty box. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw along the near side. As Cutler will take it against Keaton Jamison. Jamison wins the draw as McDougall behind his net falls down and he fell down in his own. Fitz was in the area. Jean will throw it all the way out towards Cranley. Cranley to the side of his net, drops it for Mayhew. It gets pushed in the back by Timofeyev. His near side, Wesley gets the center ice. Grizzlies captain crosses center. He'll veer off to the right, step over the line. He collides with Jean. Admirals get the puck, and they'll sail it ahead. Over to Jamison, who couldn't handle it. Jamison chases after it. Cranley behind his net, chips it back to the near corner. Cutler skates along the near side. He gets the center ice. Cutler moves to his right and drops it for Mayhew. Skates into the zone, but loses the puck. And it's cleared out by McDougall. Cranley near side will throw it around his net. Stapley gets it across to Wesley. Wesley skates towards his right. Stops and pivots in front of Cranley. Now Wesley will start skating up ice. He gets the neutral ice. They'll push the left wing pass to Manning, who feeds it back to Stapley. Grizzlies will reshuffle the deck personnel-wise. Halfway through the power play and 3.5 minutes into the third period. It's 4-3 Norfolk. Bocage gets the center ice over to Manning. Back to Bocage, who gets pushed in the near corner. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Stucker over to Bocage, who gets it back to Stucker. He fiddles and diddles with the puck, and he'll feed it to the right side for Stapley. Stapley over to Bocage, one-timer, and a blocker saved by Peretz, and the puck flies out of play. We've seen Bocage connect on a few one-timers here over the last month, but Peretz made a nice save and stopped play with 16:25 left in the third. Stapley would have gotten the main assist if Bocage scored on that, and Stapley's really been a key distributor for the Grizzlies all season long. 39 seconds left in the power play as Brandon Osmondson is in the box serving a hooky minor. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Gallant over to Stucker on the left side. He'll skeet towards his right, and he'll shuffle it over to Gallant. Now across to Bocage, who gathers it. He'll take a righty shot, and the blocker saved by Peretz. Manning over the near side. Gets double teamed, John, and Smirnoff trying to hack it away. Puck goes to the point. Stucker keeps it in. Stucker glides towards his right. He's in the high slot. Righty shot is blocked away by Peretz. Bocage gets pushed along the near side, and the Admirals will flub it out to center ice. Stucker gets the bouncing puck. He'll move it back into his own zone for Gallant. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period as Cranley slams a stick on the ice. And Odmondson is out of the box. Osmondson re-enters the ice as McDougal gets it ahead to Osmondson. 2-on-1. Osmondson right side. Centers it to Florent. He'll take a shot. It's blocked away by Stucker, who clears it all the way out. As no icing on the play, as Gallant will exit. Great defensive play by Stucker. The Admirals had a 3-on-1 but couldn't connect. Music inadvertently plays as off the near side, Wickers gets the puck. He'll get it across to Semick, one of 6 defensemen for Ryan Kanasowicz's crew tonight. Semick crosses center ice left side. He'll whip it around the boards. Pretz cuts it off behind his net. He'll get it over to Musser, who slides along the near side for Flint, who gets a good shoulder check from Aragon. Aragon throws it in deep. As Musser around his net will push it to the far side. As Lewiski's got 2 goals tonight, cross the center red line, and he'll squib it in as the puck will skip out to Quinn Wickers, who chases after it. He'll drop it for Semick near side. Semick in his own zone will loft it out to center ice. The puck head to the opposite into the Admirals zone. No icing as the Grizzlies reshuffle the deck and get 5 new skaters on the ice. I would say fresh skaters, but nobody's fresh in the 3rd game in 3 days. Admirals over the line. Mayhew pushes and takes Thomas Cron off the puck. As the puck glides towards the near corner, Caddick feeds up top to Jean, who has a glance off his stick and back in Admirals territory. Jean gets it his blue line and moves it across to Sargis. Rink wide pass to Caddick, has a tap off his stick. Cranley, near circle, will move it to the near side. Caddick will feed it back to the corner. Admirals in the attack zone. Karan, sharp angled shot saved by Cranley. Puck to the high slot. And Jean takes a shot that gets redirected by a stick. Behind the net, Wesley over to Berg on the near side as Berg avoids a check of Caddick. But Caddick gets the puck and feeds it towards Karan. Karan hacking away with Stapley. Taking it is Caddick. He's back in the near corner. He'll direct it across to Jean. Left side, lefty shot saved by Cranley. Rebound goes to Karan, far side. They'll backhand it to Sargis. Right side shot saved by Cranley. Rebound to the near corner. As Berg gets it to Stapley, who skates along the near side. Stapley crosses center ice. Down the middle, he'll lift it in. Grizzlies will make a line change as we got 13:40 left in the 3rd period. Admirals lead 4-3. Norfolk has doubled up the Grizzlies on shots 40-20. McDougal, rink wide pass angled to the left for Jamison. Jamison around the net, throws it out in front. It's gathered by Cranley, and he holds on as Jamison was looking for Brady Ferrant out in front of the net. It's the Admirals 4 and the Grizzlies 3. We're back in 1 minute with 13:26 left in the 3rd period. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 40 new Kia Sportage models and save up to $2,500 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
At Black Bear Diner, you always get more. More choice, more amazing food, more value, from huge breakfasts to delicious lunches and hearty dinners. Black Bear Diner has more for you. So get more when you want it, the way you want it, and get it today.
Good old-fashioned family food, Black Bear Diner. Black Bear Diner.
13:26 is left in the 3rd period as Norfolk Admirals have a 4-3 lead. Draws giving the Grizzlies zone. Will Cranley's been busy tonight. He has stopped 36 of 40. So he's got an even .900 save percentage on the night. Bocage, you take the draw against Jamison. Draw one by the Admirals. Thomas Cron, high slot. Lefty shot goes wide for Rent. Far side shot on Cranley. On an across angle is blocked away by Cranley. Grizzlies cross center ice. Gallant throws it in. Manning gets cut off on the side by Smirnoff. Puck rolls towards the crease as Pretz was trying to play behind it. Admirals get it and clear it out. Stucker races after it and gets it in the near side. He'll drop it off for Wickers. Wickers just to the left of Cranley's net. Will toss it to the near side for Bocage. Jamison on the back check gets it. Jamison around Cranley's net. He's now to the far side. He'll get it across left side. Righty shot goes wide. That shot was taken by Josh McDougal. McDougal, the defenseman, ahead to Bocage across center ice, left wing. He'll throw it in as Grizzlies will make a change. As coming on the ice is Penner, Fitz, and Aragon. As the Admirals move it to the far side. Norfolk crosses center ice. Timofeyev flies into the attack zone, far circle. He'll take a righty shot. That's blocked by Wesley. As puck to the far side, Nault battles with Mayhew, trying to chip it towards Penner. Norfolk gets it, and they'll slide it along the boards towards the near side. Wesley gets cut off by Timofeyev. Timofeyev in the right point. Will throw it towards the net. It's cut off by Mayhew. He'll get it to Penner, who directs it across off the near boards, looking for Aragon. Pass goes wide as Musser throws it towards Mayhew. Linesman was in the way. We get a whistle, and the Grizzlies are offside as Tyler Kessler was trying to avoid the puck, and he was involved in the action. As offside is on the Grizzlies with 12:06 left in the third. Stapley will take the draw near side. We're having a good time here in the last of a 3-game series. And for the Grizzlies, it's the 6th game and final game of the homestand. Utah currently has a record of 3-1-1 on the homestand. As Grizzlies win the draw, Wickers over to Stucker right side. Stucker throws it in. As Pretz behind his net, will chip it to the far side. Puck bounces towards the point, and it's taken by Lewiski, who angles it to the right for Montgomery. It tapped off his stick. Wickers tried to one-hand it, but Montgomery kept it in with good hands. Montgomery rolls it along the far side. Cutler's already got a goal tonight and 30 on the season. Throws to the point. Sargis with a left point shot that goes wide. As Montgomery throws it behind the net. Lewiski, right side, trying to chip it out in front. But it looked like Osmondson wasn't looking for it. Grizzlies feed it out to center ice. Puck goes back to the Admirals. Montgomery, right side, righty shot. Glove saved by Cranley as he snatched it about shoulder high and holds on with 11:26 left in the third. Kind of a backhand catch by Cranley there as he has now stopped 37 of 41. For the Admirals, they've been just about as good, maybe better on the road than they are at home this season. For the Grizzlies, they've been a strong home club, and so something's got to give here tonight. Max Neal will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. As we mentioned, Jamison took a bunch of the key faceoffs for the Grizzlies last year, and he's doing the same here for the Admirals this year. Grizzlies win the draw. Mayhew will drag it out to neutral ice. He'll get it to Neal, but it's taken away by Jamison. Now Wesley gets it back. He crosses center ice. He'll feed it to Messner, left side. Left point shot, saved by Pretz. Rebound goes towards the near corner. Messner will roll it along the boards. Fitz feeds it behind the net. Messner battles with Fade. As Fade throws down Messner, no call. Right point. Messner trying to Mayhew gets it to Fitz, who tried to get to the far corner. The puck ended up out of play into row 1 of section 103. As both teams will change up skaters with 11:01 left in the third period. Grizzlies will be on the road this weekend, taking on Rapid City. It's the only time Grizzlies will be in Rapid City for the regular season. Friday and Saturday will be 7 o'clock face-offs. Sunday will be at 4:05. Luke Manning will take the draw on the right side. All weekend I've been trying to make sure not to say Luke Martin, the former defenseman of the Grizzlies. Utah wins the draw. Bocage, right side shot, saved by Pretz. Puck bounced in the slot. Bocage. Saucers takes a shot, and it's blocked away. Gallant was in the area. Norfolk clears it out to center. Timofeyev chases after it. He gets there before Mayhew. Mayhew throws down Timofeyev. Behind Utah's net, Mayhew battles. Now it's taken by Smirnoff and take a shot, saved by Cranley. As Timofeyev, far circle, will fake a shot and skate towards his right. He feeds it to Musser. Over to the right side now across to Fedoruk. Left side shot is blocked away by Cranley towards the far corner. Wesley pushes Smirnoff in the back. And Kadek rolls it along the near boards. Timofeyev skates towards the high slot, towards his left. He gets around Manning, but loses the puck as Wesley fires it off the far boards. Action still in the Grizzlies zone. Kadek behind Utah's net. Chips up top to the right point for Musser. Musser glides towards his left and gets it towards Smirnoff. Smirnoff down the middle, takes a shot, and it's the post. Grizzlies flipping out of play, and it's going to be 2 minutes for delay of game. As Cole Gallant gave a fan a souvenir from his own zone. as somebody in section 126 comes away with a game puck. As Gallant was trying to clear it out and threw it into the red seats. So Cole Gallant, halfway through the third period, gets 2 minutes for delay of game, and the Admirals looking for some insurance here in the third period, go on the power play. Gallant's delay of game penalty came 9:57 into the third. Jamison will take the draw against Penner. Two good friends meeting up here this weekend at Maverik Center. I guess the weekend's over now with it being Monday. Admirals win the draw. Fedoruk over to the left side. Whatsheimer hits the side of the net. That was taken by Jamison, who's been hot offensively as of late. Jamison skates towards the far circle. Righty shot. Saved by Cranley. Rebound goes back to Norfolk. Far side, they feed it up top as the Admirals get to the far goal line. Montgomery gets it back up top to Fedoruk, who's got a goal tonight. Over to Karan. Karan right side, throws it to the middle for Jamison. Puck bounces off of Jamison's stick and goes to center ice. Aragon chasing after it. Aragon gets there with a good hustle. Aragon left side skates towards the near corner. Trying to get it back to Penner. As action along the end boards. Aragon gets double teamed near goal line. Goes back to Aragon, who continues to battle. But taking it is Jamison for Norfolk. Near side, Jamison gets pushed in the back by Aragon, but Jamison drops it off. Fedoruk gets a new try. He crosses the center red line. Now he steps over the blue, right wing. They'll skate towards the right corner. Stops. Keeps his balance. Wickers throws him down. Halfway through the Norfolk power play and about 9 minutes left in the third. Norfolk leads 4-3. Nobody's scored here in the third. As whistle blows, as there was a scrum along the wall. And looked like John Lindner lost track of the puck, and he blew the whistle with an even 9 minutes left in the third period. As Cameron Nault talking things over. As the draw looks like it's going to come back to neutralize. McMessner's out there with Adam Berg. Defensively, it's Quinn Wickers and Robbie Stucker. Dennis Smirnoff will take the draw for the Admirals. Game 61 of the regular season for both clubs. And for Utah, they've got 3 Ironmen on their roster with Brandon Cutler, Mick Messner, and Tyler Penner. Norfolk is going to use its one timeout with exactly 9 minutes left in regulation and halfway through the power play. So Jeff Carr, I believe, wants to keep that same 5-man unit that's been out there, wants to keep them on the ice. As he's going to drop a play here with a neutral zone draw to try to find a way to add some insurance to the Norfolk 4-3 lead. So an interesting time for Carr to use his timeout. As Ryan Kanaswich and Christian Horn. Horn doing most of the talking here as he's talking with Wickers and Stucker, as well as Berg and Messner. Norfolk has outshot Utah 43-22. Yes, we've had a pretty fun series. One of those series, and 2 nights ago, the Military Night Miracles, a game that I don't think anybody will ever forget, where the Grizzlies were down 4-1 with 3 minutes left in regulation. They scored 3 goals in a 68-second stretch. That comeback was highlighted on the ECHL social media channel as well as the Bleacher Report, Open Ice social media channel. Draws a new try, near side. Smirnoff will take it against Utah's Mick Messner. Messner wins the draw cleanly. Goes all the way deep into the Admiral zone. Adam Berg chasing after it. As falling down is McDougall. No call on the plays. McDougall gets back to his feet. Lost his balance on his own. As Danny Caddick far side will race a new try. So bounce it off of Berg. Caddick gets it back at center ice. So push it back to Smirnoff, who crosses the center red line. Now he steps over the blue left wing. Smirnoff skates towards the far corner. Lose the puck. Stucker behind the net will chip it towards Berg, who has a tap by Caddick. Caddick in the far corner gets to Smirnoff. He gets pushed by Stucker. 25 seconds left in the Norfolk power play. So puck kicks towards the near corner. Sarge's chasing after it, but getting there as Messner clears it out. Great shift by Mick Messner. Has been one of Utah's best penalty-killing forwards. As Sargis, right side, steps over the line, getting around Stapley. Sargis kicks it to the high slot. Timofeyev back to Sargis, right side. He'll move it back to Timofeyev. Right wing back to Sargis. He's in the right point. Grizzlies back at full strength over to Timofeyev. Left point shot saved by Cranley. Rebound bounces off the Caddick, and the puck rolls towards the far corner. Smirnoff behind the net, pivots. He gets pushed by Messner. Taking the puck away is Gallant. Fresh out of the box. He flies to neutralize. He crosses center ice right wing. He'll dump it in. Grizzlies will change up behind him. Gallant chases after it. He gets cut off. Now the centering pass out in front. Shot to score! Brett Stapley ties it up! Stapley gets his second of the game as he was Johnny on the spot. Great centering pass out in front as the Grizzlies find a way to tie it up at 4 as the Admirals can't believe it. And what a night for Brett Stapley. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists. Have a night, Brett Stapley. He's probably going to be the #1 star regardless of who wins tonight. Great pass from behind the net, and I think that might have been Cutler over to Stapley to the back of the net. It was actually Cole Gallant over to Cutler, and then Cutler to Stapley. That's been those two. They've been the bread and butter for the Grizzlies all season long. There's no wonder that Stapley and Cutler combined on the goal. And Cole Gallant also gets an assist. He has a point in all 3 games this series. As Brett Stapley's averaging over 2 points a game over the last 9 contests. As Messner, Mayhew, and Wesley run into each other. Action in the Grizzlies zone. Bocage across towards Manning, who couldn't reach it. As Musser whips it along the boards. As far side, Laurent loses it. Wesley in his own end, glides towards his left. Wesley now at center ice over to Manning. Manning steps over the line, drops over Bocage, left side shot, saved by Pretz. Manning looking for a second chance, couldn't quite get it. As Manning along the far side battles with Fedoruk. Puck ends up with Norfolk as they'll push it ahead. As Laurent ahead to the left side as the Admirals gain center ice and they'll shovel it in. As Cranley drops it for Wickers. We've got ourselves an outstanding game here. Less than 7 minutes left in the third. We're tied at 4. Robbie Stucker will fake it to Wickers. He'll skeet down Broadway, gets the center ice, and he'll throw it in. As Caddick over on the near side loses it. He battles with Aragon. Puck hits the side of the net as the Admirals will skeet towards the far side. Fitz delivers a shot on McDougal. Admirals angle it out to the near side. Puck's going to glide towards Cranley, who has to freeze it and hold on with 6:28 left in the third period. So Brandon Cutler's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. As the Grizzlies, once again, have found a way. What can you say? Utah scored 12-19 in with Stapley getting the goal, which is the second of the game and 20th of the year. Brandon Cutler picks up his 22nd assist. And Cole Gallant with his 32nd assist of the year. Draws in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. 6:28 left in the third. And it's won by Utah as Dylan Fitz gets pushed, but strong with a puck. He'll get to Wickers near to Stucker in the near corner. Stucker fanned on throwing it out. Stucker gets it back, and he'll pitchfork it out to center ice. It goes over Fade's head as the Admirals. McDougal angles it towards the bench area as Cameron Nault gets around Penner. Nault over the line as he gets hit by Aragon as the puck flubs towards the far corner. Wickers cuts off Nault. Now Nault gets it back. Shot is blocked away by Stucker's stick as Osmundson fires it off the end wall as Nault gets pushed in the back by Stucker. As Nault centers it, bounced off a Penner's skate. It flies back towards Nault. Nault will kick it to Fitz, who bounced it off the near boards. Fade keeps it in and rolls along the wall. Cranley cuts it off behind his net, pushes to the near side. As Lewinsky will backhand it off the end wall. As the Admirals over in the left point. They skate from left to right here in the period. They'll take a shot. It gets redirected and goes wide. Fade over to the right side. Avoids Fitz's check, but Fitz took the puck away from Fade. Stucker around the wall. He gets obliterated by Lewinsky. Luckily, Stucker got back to his feet. Aragon angles it across to Fitz. Fitz neutralized, fires a shot. Gloved by Pretz. And he'll keep the play alive by getting it to Fade. Over to Louis Jean. Sargis crossing center ice. He'll step over the line, but he's offside as the puck ended up exiting the zone. Cron tried to re-enter from the right side and was offside as there's 5:09 left in the third period. As we're tied at 4 as Brett Stapley tied it up 12-19 in on a great pass from Brandon Cutler. It's the Admirals 4 and the Grizzlies 4. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
It's been the Brett Stapley Show for the Grizzlies as he has 2 goals and 2 assists. Brandon Cutler has 1 goal and 1 assist. For the Admirals, they are led by Mark Lewinsky, who has 2 goals, and Garrett Sargis has been outstanding with 1 goal and 1 assist. Well, 3 of the 5 games in this homestand have gone past regulation. Who knows? Maybe we'll have it again. Utah 6-2 past regulation this year. Grizz cross center ice. Mayhew gets spun around. Admirals step over the line. Left side. Shot is blocked by Wesley. Shot was taken by Cron. Puck lifts out to the high slot. Admirals keep it in. They feed it to the near corner. As Mayhew battles with Jamison. Coming up with the puck is Stapley. It's been his show tonight with 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. Puck rolls behind Cranley's net. It's taken by Wesley. Wesley will pitchfork it, bounces out to center ice. Stapley gathers it near the Admirals bench. He'll skate in and try to get it to Cutler. Stapley got hit. Louis Jean gets chased by Cutler, but Louis Jean pushes to new tries. As Jamison crosses center ice, he'll feed it to his right for Sargis, who lumbers in. Sargis right side, takes a lefty shot that goes wide as he tried to get it past Cranley's right ankle. As the Admirals get it back in the left wing, they'll toss it off the near wall. Sargis after it, and it's one-handed by Bocage as the puck skips all the way towards Peretz, who cuts it off in the crease and keeps play alive. As there's 4:05 and counting left in the third. Admirals through a left wing pass, and it connects as Smirnov skates towards the far goal line. Shot saved by Cranley. Now down the middle, Musser with a shot, and hits the crossbar and hits off of John Lindner, the referee, as Lindner is hurt as he got hit in the face with a puck as a ricochet off the crossbar. Colin Lee running a 4.340 out on the ice as John Lindner had the puck ricochet off his face. As Colin Lee with a towel puts it over Lindner's face as there's 3:52 left in the third. As Lindner, he's a hockey referee. He'll get up. We'll check as he takes his helmet off. Everybody applauding Lindner, the referee. Let's see. He might be cut a little bit, and Colin Lee's going to quickly attend to him. Lee, the 4th-year athletic trainer for the Grizzlies. As that was a pretty good look by Musser. Well, he didn't miss it by much. As the puck ended up in the slot, as the puck really the Admirals really did a good job working the puck from side to side. They got towards the middle for Musser, and he didn't miss it by much. Carson Musser has got 6 goals and 15 assists in 48 games this year. As Colin Lee will try to stop the bleeding there with John Lindner, the referee. Looks like it's the side of Lindner's head. Lindner has been the referee in all 3 games of this series. Utah is going for a 3-game sweep as they won Saturday night in the Military Night Miracle, 5-4 in overtime. Grizzlies scored 5 goals in a workmanlike effort last night. They won 5-2, and it's possible that the final tally will be 5-4 here tonight, just as we had on Saturday. As Colin Lee continues to look over Lindner, he's a hockey referee. He's going to stay in, obviously. As Lindner gets a hand, that's the first time an official's gotten a hand here at Maverik Center in quite some time. As John Lindner is going to be okay. The linesmen tonight are Craig Peterson and Tyler Keston. As the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone, near circle. Smirnov will take it as they show the replay. And the puck ended up getting Lindner square on the right side of his temple. Luke Manning will take the draw. Both guys wear number 8 for their respective clubs, Smirnov and Manning. Draw lifts in the air towards the near goal line. It's taken by Danny Kanek, who skates behind Utah's net. He's being shadowed like a hawk by Stucker. Puck goes up top left point to Jean. Now around to Kanek, who gets pushed by Stucker in the back. As the puck ends up on the near side, Timofeyev gets up top to Fedoruk, who skates towards his left. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Now it's a sharp angle shot. It's the side of the net. As Smirnov gets pushed by Manning. Puck kicks up top. As Fedoruk keeps it in. He'll loft it as it goes to the far side. Stucker will bounce it off of Jean. Stucker gets it back and he'll angle it to the left for Berg. Berg across center ice gets cut off and taken off the puck by Timofeyev, who's played a good game. They'll move it to the far side for Jean, who outlets it to center ice for Lewinsky, who flies it in. Both teams will change up skaters As Wickers to the far side, stops, pivots, gets it to Mayhew. Mayhew near goal line will tap it off the near stanchion. It goes back to Mayhew, kind of like a boomerang. Mayhew now in the far circle. They'll backhand it to center ice, and Norfolk will skip it in. Jamison couldn't handle it. Penner taps it off the near wall for Fitz. Fitz enters the zone, trying to locate it. He gets hit as he had a tough time finding the puck. Penner over to Fitz, who throws it towards the middle. It's taken away. Admirals step over the line as they skate towards the far corner. As Norfolk now to the right side. As Thomas Cron gets it across. Left point, shot saved by Cranley. That shot was taken by McDougall. He feeds the Lewiski. He throws it to the middle, and Cron couldn't handle it. Grizzlies change things up. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in regulation. We're tied at 4. As the Admirals, long-range pass, Florent couldn't handle it. It rolls towards Stucker. We'll tap it off the boards. John neutralized. Lefty shot saved by Cranley. He drops to keep the play alive. Wickers over to Stucker. He'll wobble down to neutralize. It's kept in by the Admirals. Norfolk, Osmondson skates around the net. They'll toss it off the near wall from Musser. He gets pushed by Stucker. Stapley takes the puck. Stapley, the second-year pro out of Denver, outlets it to center ice for Cutler. Cutler steps over the line, skates towards the left side, take a lefty shot, and it's blocked away by Peretz. Now Cutler trying to break his stick free. Over to Gallant. 2 minutes left in regulation. We're tied at 4. It's anybody's game as Cutler skates towards the point. Tries to lay it for Mayhew. Mayhew towards the left side. Skates towards the near circle. Takes a shot and hits the post. And the puck flies out of play. Boy, Mayhew hit the crossbar. That would have been a huge goal with 1:32 left in the third. But the iron was unkind, and all the Grizzlies get out of it. It's an offensive zone draw. Boy, what an exciting game this has turned out to be. Looks like for the third time this series, the winning team is going to have 5 goals. As Mayhew, he just hit the post right there as he went top shelf over Peretz. Looks like the Connolly family is heading for the exits early. Or they're going to miss a good ending here. Manning will take the drives out there with Bocage and Berg. Up top is Mayhew and Wesley. Draw one by the Admirals. It goes between Wesley and Mayhew. Wesley chases after it deep in the Grizzly zone. He gets it in the far circle. He skates around Utah's net and backhands it to center ice for Berg. Berg near side. Throws it to his right for Bocage to take a shot. And a blocker saved by Peretz. 1:15 left in the third. Manning over at Berg. He's in the left point. They'll backhand it to center ice. Grizzlies reset. Wesley near the Admirals bench gets pushed by Caddick. Manning skates over there as the puck goes to the line. As the Admirals are bouncing off the Manning, it hits high, it goes high into the air. And now it wobbles back into the Admirals zone. John gets spun around by Manning. Caddick lifts it at center ice for Smirnoff. Smirnoff goes down with Manning. Jeff Carr waves both hands in the air, wanting a penalty. And looks like play is now stopped. Smirnoff and Manning were holding each other up at center ice. Drown's going to be at neutral ice in Admirals territory as there's 45 seconds left in the third. The Admirals have taken 48 shots. Will Cranley has stopped 44 of them. Grizzlies with 27 shots. The combination of Salmonen and Peretz have saved 23 of them. Penner will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Both guys talking to each other at the circle. Draw one by Utah. Stucker steers it across to Wickers. Left side, Wickers wraps it around the boards. Fitz as they go past him. Stucker on the right point. Will bank it back towards Fitz, but he was skating towards the slot. Jamison taps it off the Aragon's stick. Nault will lift it in as it goes over Wickers' head. Cranley behind his net. 25 seconds left. Gets it to Stucker. It moves to the far corner. Jamison centers to McDougall. Couldn't handle it. Aragon throws to the near side for Fitz. Fitz stops in the left point and dumps it in. 15 seconds left. Penner collides with Jean as the Admirals kick it ahead to Jamison. 9 seconds left. Jamison to neutralize. The puck wobbles towards the Grizzlies bench. Mayhew ahead to Aragon. 4 seconds left. Over to Wickers. And for the 4th time in this 6-game homestand, we have overtime here at Maverik Center as both teams earn a standing point. It's the 2nd time in this 3-game set that we are going past regulation. We know the final score is going to be 5-4, just as Saturday's game was. We just don't know who the winner is going to be. Utah's been outstanding in games past regulation this year. They are 6-2 in overtime this season. 7-minute overtime session in this league. Both teams do earn a standing point tonight, so Norfolk at worst, as 2 out of 6 standings points on the weekend. And for the Grizzlies, even if they lose, they still pick up 5 out of 6 standings points on the season. For Utah, it's their 59th standing point this year. They are now 1 point behind Tulsa for third in the Mountain Division. And if Utah gets a victory, they will be tied with the Oilers for third place in the Mountain Division. Well, Brett Stapley's probably going to be the number one star of the game as he had 2 goals and 2 assists. And he's really been on point for the Grizzlies. Brandon Cutler with 1 goal and 1 assist. Kyle Mayhew with a second period goal. Both teams had 11 shots in the third period. We'll see who ends up starting overtime. I got to imagine Stapley and Cutler are going to be instrumental for the Grizzlies in this overtime session. Kyle Mayhew. We saw Luke Manning take an overtime shift early in overtime on Saturday. Alex Bokaj, remember, he had the overtime game winner on March 9th, where he had 2 goals and 3 assists. Grizzlies in overtime will be skating from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. Norfolk will be skating from right to left. As Grizzlies have a few players out there trying not to show their hand as to who's going to start overtime. Right now, the 3 on the ice are Cutler, Stapley, and Mayhew. In the third period, the Grizzlies had 5 scoring chances to the Admirals 2. Actually, instead of Stapley, it looks like it's going to be, actually, it's Stapley. Stapley, Cutler, and Mayhew are the 3 on the ice. For the Admirals, it's going to be Timofeyev along with Fedoruk and Smirnov. And now there's 4 on the ice as Louis Jean will be in there instead of Connor Fedoruk. 7 minutes on the clock. Both teams get a standing point tonight, and we're going to have a 5-4 final. Let's see who gets that second point. 9th overtime game for the Grizzlies this season. All of them have come in the 2024 calendar year. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Kyle Mayhew in his own end as he's been shadowed by Timofeyev. He'll drop it for Cutler. He's already got a goal tonight and 30 on the season. Cutler skates around Cranley's net. He's to the far side. He races to neutralize. Cutler flies across center ice. He steps over the line. He stops on a dime. Skates back towards the corner. Gets it to Stapley. He feeds it up top to Mayhew. He's in the high slot. Mayhew, shadowed by Jean. Mayhew rolls it along the boards to the right side for Stapley. He gets double teamed to Stapley trying to get to Cutler. It's taken away by Smirnov. Smirnov, the former Avalanche draft pick, flies along the left wing. He crosses center ice. Now he glides in with ease. He glides towards his right. Stops in the right point. And drops it for Timofeyev. Back to Smirnov down the middle. He's all alone. He'll take a lefty shot. Stick saved by Cranley. Rebound shot and a score. The Admirals win. Smirnov took the shot. It was rebounded by Timofeyev. And Norfolk salvages the third and final game of the series. They win 5-4 in overtime. As the Admirals are celebrating big time here as they get the victory. 5-4 in overtime is the final score. As Smirnov took the original shot, he just walked in on Cranley. Cranley made a stick save, but lost his balance up there in front of the crease. Getting the rebound is Timofeyev. Stepan Timofeyev gets his 13th goal of the season. And just like that, 45 seconds into overtime, it's the Norfolk Admirals 5 and the Utah Grizzlies 4. Utah does get a standing point tonight, as Norfolk's record goes to 35-20, 5-1. The Grizzlies' record falls to 28-30-3. Final score here from Maverik Center. It's the Norfolk Admirals getting a game winner from Stepan Timofeyev. They win 5-4. Dennis Smirnov picked up an assist. Brett Stapley, despite the loss, had 2 goals and 2 assists. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds as Grizzlies get 5 out of 6 standings points for the series. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Final score from Maverik Center. It's the Norfolk Admirals 5 and the Utah Grizzlies 4. In a very entertaining series, the winning team in all 3 games of the series ended up with 5 goals. Now, the Grizzlies scored first. It's a rare loss for the Grizzlies when they score first. In fact, it's the first time at home that the Grizzlies have lost when they've tallied the first goal. They are now 23-2 when scoring first. Brett Stapley got the party started for the Grizzlies. He scored unassisted, 2:38 into the contest. It was a power play goal, and it was 10 seconds into the man advantage. So Utah led 1-0 after Stapley scored unassisted as he scored from the slot, went stick side past Oksari Salmonen. Later in the first period, Mark Lewinsky tied it up 17:01 in. He got his first of 2 on the night and 10th of the season. Keaton Jamison and Carson Musser picked up the assists. The score was tied at 1 after 1 period. The Admirals outshot the Grizzlies 18-8 for the period. Grizzlies scored 2 goals quickly in the second frame as Kyle Mayhew got the rebound after the puck bounced off of the near post as Adam Berg fired away, and then Mayhew put it away for his 12th of the year. Berg and Stapley with the assist. Time a goal, 36 seconds into the second period. 2.5 minutes later, it was Brandon Cutler scoring his 30th of the year with Brett Stapley getting the assist. Cutler becomes the first Grizzlies player since Caleb Herbert in the 2018-2019 season to score 30 or more goals in a year. So at that point, Utah led 3-1, and they were in control of the game. 2 minutes and 2 seconds later, though, Garrett Sargis, the former Grizzly, scored from the left wing as he picked up his 8th of the year. Dennis Smirnoff got the assist. About 6 minutes later, 11:02 in, it was Connor Fedoruk getting his 3rd of the year. Cameron Nault picked up the assist. Just like that, we were tied at 3. Later in the second period, Mark Lewinsky got a great pass out in front from Sargis, and Lewinsky scored 19:07 in. Sargis and Brandon Osmundson picked up the assists. So the Admirals had a 4-3 lead after 2 periods. Grizzlies tied it up 12-19 into the third as Cole Gallant's hustle got the puck deep into the Admiral zone, and then Brandon Cutler fed one out in front to a wide-open Stapley. Stapley put it away for his 2nd of the game and 20th of the season. Cutler got his 22nd assist of the year, and Cole Gallant picked up his 32nd assist of the season as we were tied at 4, 12-19 into the third. We went to overtime, and in what turned out to be the first shift of the extra session, the Admirals scored as Dennis Smirnoff just kind of walked in on his own, took a shot. Cranley made a stick save, but then he lost his balance, and trailing the play was Timofeyev, who skated in, and he had pretty much a wide open net. He put it away for the game winner as Timofeyev got his 13th of the season, and Dennis Smirnoff picked up his 2nd assist of the contest. So the Admirals come away with the victory. Yaniv Peretz is going to get the victory in net. He stopped 16 of 17. He replaced Oksari Salmonen, who saved 7 of 10 in the first 23 minutes of play. Will Cranley got the loss. He had an even .900 save percentage of the night as he saved 45 of 50. So it was just one of those games. You know, you get to overtime, anything can happen. Obviously, when you're skating 3-on-3, it opens up the ice quite a bit. And Norfolk had the first good look. Cranley made a nice stick save, but the second look was on a rebound, and the Admirals put it away for the game winner. As they end up salvaging the 3rd game of the set, but for the Grizzlies, they don't come away completely empty-handed, as they did come away with a standing point, as they earned 5 out of 6 points for the series. And in the 6 games of the homestand over the last 2 weeks, the Grizzlies finished up with a record of 3-1-2. So they only lost 1 game in regulation over the 6 on this homestand. 3 stars of the game. The 3rd star is Stepan Timofeyev, who scored the game winner 47 seconds into overtime. He was a +1 and had 3 shots. The 2nd star is Brett Stapley, who had 2 goals and 2 assists. He was unbelievable for the Grizzlies tonight, and really that's been the case all season for Stapley. Stapley and Brandon Cutler have certainly been the bread and butter for the Grizzlies all year. And the number 1 star is Mark Lewinsky, who scored 2 goals and was a +4. He had 6 shots and looked like he had that determination that he wasn't going to be denied. As the Admirals came away with 2 points, and Mark Lewinsky with the 2-goal performance. He is the number 1 star of the game. Well, the Grizzlies will head on the road. They will take on the Rapid City Rush for a 3-game set Friday and Saturday are going to be 7 o'clock face-offs. I think they drop the puck 5 after the hour, so 7:05 is going to be the drop of the puck on Friday and Saturday. Sunday is going to be at 4:05. Tune into the Grizzlies Hockey Network on YouTube for the audio coverage, and Flow Sports, which has the exclusive streaming video of the ECHL. That will be where the game will be at. And for the Utah, there's 11 games left in the regular season. 6 of them will be at Maverik Center. And after the 3-game road trip, 6 of the final 8 games will be here at home. You're going to want to make sure to catch all the exciting action of Utah Grizzlies hockey. And get your tickets at utahgrizzlies.com or by calling 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. As you want to be part of Grizzmania, as we have seen some fantastic finishes here. And despite the loss, tonight was a pretty entertaining game as well, as the Admirals salvage the 3rd game of the set, but the Grizzlies do come away with a standing point as they are now 1 point behind the Tulsa Oilers for 3rd place in the Mountain Division. Remember, Tulsa has a pretty tough week ahead of them as they've got a 3-game series against the Idaho Steelheads. We'll now wrap things up here from Maverik Center once again in a game that lasted about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 28 minutes, and in front of a crowd of 3,732, 37-32. The Utah Grizzlies fall 5-4. As Stepan Timofeyev gets the game winner 47 seconds into overtime. But Brett Stapley was really critical to the Grizzlies' attack as he had 2 goals and 2 assists. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, the next broadcast will be on Friday night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.